Hustlers unite, camp hustle ignite. In the land of the grind where the sun never bites. Commentary sharp, cut deep like a saber. Live stream wild, views stack like skyscrapers. Benny cooking, David's on the clock. Cobbles with the shots, Exo Charles got the locks. Taking souls for free, snatching time like a thief. YouTube grind heavy, no room for belief. Hustlers unite, we don't sleep at night. Camp hustle in sight, gotta hustle, take flight. Live stream the struggle, commentary the fight. Hustlers unite, keep the hustle airtight. Camp hustle one, it's the mission they dread. Where the vision stays sharp and the critics get fed. Videos drop, every second's a jewel. Taking souls for the free, no mercy, no school. Coke Benny stirring pots, algorithm in the stew. David stacking chips, playing chess with the view. Cavos with the mic, truth bombs, they explode. Exo Charles in the shadows, unlocking every code. Mic in the hand, hustle in the veins. Content on the brain, never playing games. From the comments to the streams, this is how we reign. Hustlers unite. Hustlers unite. Yeah. Content on the brain, never playing games. From the comments to the streams, this is how we reign. Content on the brain, never playing games. From the comments to the streams, this is how we reign. Hustlers unite, we don't sleep at night. Camp hustle in sight, gotta hustle, take flight. Mic in the hand, hustle in the veins. Content on the brain, never playing games. From the comments to the streams, this is how we reign.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Camp Hustle One here, back with another live stream. How you guys doing, man? Let's get right into it. Hello. We are back with a brand new stream. Just got my computer updated to Windows 11, and we are ready to go, man. So, yeah, the Akaash situation has gotten much worse. We are not going to waste any time. They went ahead and jumped on the Andrew Schulz podcast, Flagrant 2, and they did a horrible cope stream. That's what I call it. And, yeah, we're going to go through it. So let's see what we got here. The first video we're going to talk about is from Young Don. He reacted to it, and he had a really good video, and we're going to go to that right now. So the title of this video is called The Akaash Singh's Wife Situation Finale. So, I mean, we've had 3 full streams of this whole Akaash situation, and now I feel like I am pretty much reached the end of all of it. I don't think there's any much more we can cover that hasn't already been said. I think all we need now is a little bit of closure. So we are going to go and watch this analysis of the Akaash Singh situation by Young Dog Reacts. Shout out to him, sir. Let's go ahead and see what he has.
You see, it wasn't enough for Akaash's wife to humiliate him on her podcasts. No, she wouldn't be satisfied until she also humiliated him on his.
There was a little part of me that was like, it would be hilarious to come in here and find out you had a huge roster, was lying about being a virgin this whole time.
Wait, funny for you.
It would have been, no, it would have been heartbreaking for you.
Yeah.
You know, you waited your whole life to share your virginity with a girl, and she threw it to some frat house 20 years ago.
A white dude.
A white guy!
Titos with Ghost, welcome to the stream, sir. First comedy evening camp, and it was bad. I could only watch about 30 minutes of that podcast. Yeah, you know, it was a cringe fest, man, to be completely honest with you. I think from the whole WCW, WWF, like, intro, I was just like, it kind of set the tone for the whole mood, and I was like, oh, this is what this is. And, yeah, I mean, I get it. They're comedians, so they're not going to kind of take things lightly, and they're going to kind of, this is all rehearsed, you know, like, I'm pretty sure they already went over the questions with her already. And it was the whole thing just seemed like one big softball session. Let me increase the size of this a little bit so we can actually read it. There we go. 1 second here. But yeah, it was definitely a cringe fest. I watched it twice all the way through. I actually had to watch it a second time just so I can make sure that I didn't miss anything. And I probably lost some brain cells on the second one, but I do appreciate you joining the stream, sir. Hope you enjoy the improvements I've made here.
A fucking white guy. Got that shit. Don't slap 5 there. That's bad.
The zoom ins on the face are amazing. Like on this, you're going to see just how nervous and how twitchy Akaash is and how uncomfortable he is for this whole thing. It's actually really, really well edited.
Gosh, you need some new friends, man. Because those guys you do your podcast with do not respect you at all.
You got that muffin top.
Yeah, you got that loud. Yeah.
Okay, the real answer.
What is loud? What was that?
His dick smells.
Oh, that dick. Yeah, because once you, Kurt, guys, you guys are professional security.
He's just dying inside, man. Everybody's laughing at him. This is just, it's not good, man.
What if the light breaks out?
Come on, you didn't make sure. Okay, no, but for real, you got a stink dick husband sleeping on the floor. like, what's wrong with you, man? Like,
and you can tell that it wasn't Akaash's idea to bring his wife on the podcast. Nah, it was definitely Andrew's fucking demon. That man truly knows how to exploit the people in his life for his own self-interest. I say that because Akaash was a nervous wreck the entire podcast.
That actually kind of makes me curious, like how the dynamic would have changed if Jasleen didn't join the podcast and it was just the guys talking. I think you might have gotten a little bit different of a accountability there. I really honestly think that we probably would have gotten a little bit more of a serious kind of breakdown of the whole thing. But at the same time, I do think that Akaash has kind of like, he kind of holds her in a very high regard, so he's not going to really dog her out too much. But, you know, he does whatever he does on his comedy tours and stuff, saying that she's a whore, gold digging bitch and all this stuff. I think it probably would have been better if she wasn't there, because she did the majority of the talking here. And you know what they say, the person that talks the most usually has the most to prove. And I think it would have been good to at least hear just from Akaash on this situation, just how he's handling it, because he got really quiet because she was basically doing all the talking here.
Constantly fidgeting, just digging his fingers into his hand. Every laugh was forced and fake. You could tell because he would go from laughing to just having a straight face in the blink of an eye.
we're trying to rebrand you right now, Jasleen.
Okay,
I gotta wait that long.
Can we get some other definitions out of the way?
Yeah, let's get some other definitions. Yeah. A roster. Yeah, what is a roster mean to you?
That look is just like, please, whatever you do, stay on script. Do not fuck this up, okay? That's the look that he's giving her right now. Please, we rehearsed this. Stay on script.
What does this mean?
The only favor Akaash did for himself with this scripted, forced, sad podcast episode with his friends and wife is that he pretty much allowed Jasleen to do all of the talking, making him look slightly less desperate to convince the audience, because whoever does the most explaining automatically will appear to be the one who is seeking understanding and validation. He only interjected from time to time to make the occasional joke so that he appeared to be in on the fun, and to make sure Jasleen didn't go too far off the rails when answering questions, like when she was asked to rank all the kinds of Asians from worst to best.
I'm not a comedian, obviously.
You're not fooling us.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, she's funny.
All right, let's rank Asian people.
Okay, no, this is not part of the file.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
Don't
let's
do it.
not do
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Because we can't.
Akaash is like, please, I'm already in this huge hole already. Do not alienate my audience now, because a lot of his audience are different types of Asians, and yeah, that wouldn't be good for him on the road.
And some of these questions she might answer.
Man, this girl actually might not have a lick of common sense, bro. Like, she was about to answer that shit, which tells you what? She actually thinks some Asians are superior to others, but of course she does. She's a rich, privileged, fair-skinned Indian. Of course she's racist. But luckily, Akaash was there to save her from starting a whole other internet scandal and ruining his reputation even more, because you know Andrew was not going to stop her, bro.
This whole thing is like twofold. We're trying to get Akaash out of this situation, and we're also trying to rebrand Jasleen at the same time. We don't want to go down another rabbit hole of racism ranking Asians. That would have been a whole nother thing, man. That would have been bad.
Would have 1000% left that shit in the fucking video, bro. Fucking demon, this guy. Now, we must ask ourselves, what did Akaash hope to achieve by doing this podcast? We know why Andrew did it, because he's a sociopath who enjoys humiliating his best friend, aka his sidekick, for money. We know why Jasleen did it, because she's a narcissist, and any opportunity she gets to have the spotlight on her, she's going to take it. I mean, this podcast episode already has more views than all of her 10 podcast episodes combined.
And it's the worst ranked video, like probably, I think it was like a 75% downvotes according to once it came out. It was like 30 upvotes and like it was crazy, like over 100,000 downvotes. Like, this was a very horrible received show. Most of their audience felt like, hey, you know, we're not idiots, you know, so don't talk to us like we're idiots.
But why did Akaash agree to do it? What did he want to accomplish? Well, firstly, he did it because Andrew probably told him that it was a good idea. As Akaash is to Andrew what Fresh is to Myron. An obedient, less talented, less intelligent, darker skinned lapdog. But secondly, I could only presume because he wanted to change the narrative. He knows that the entire internet now thinks that he's a cuck, a simp, and a sucker who got played by a woman 10 years younger than him. And that bothers him a lot. I mean, who wouldn't?
Look at his face, dude. Look at his hand movements. Like, he's just, dude, he is dying on the inside, and like, this is his last and only hope. He's like, please let this be received well. And unfortunately for them, it wasn't. Like, their fans are not just gonna take whatever this is and forget about it. Like, no, she said a lot of shit that she needs to answer to now.
Bothered by that shit. We know this because he admitted that these past few weeks have been incredibly hard on him, so much so that he's been given permission from his wife to go and get a hand job from some back alley Asian massage parlor.
Another piece of evidence that she doesn't care about him. I mean, it's already enough that she doesn't give him blowjobs, but now she's like, you can go get a hand job for anybody, just as long as it's not enough. It's less work for her. So it's like, she really, really doesn't mess with him now.
In reality, if he actually did go get it.
Okay, like, let me think about it. If you actually did go get it, yes, like, I think it would bother me like 30%, but I feel like 70% I'd be like, okay, whatever. I put you through a lot the past couple weeks.
Like, he deserves it.
Yeah, I feel like I owe it to you.
I do kind of deserve it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be an old Chinese lady.
My justification for the hand job is it's emotionless, and it's
it's just like a little thing after a massage shirt. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm on board.
Yeah.
High five.
He don't even care, dude. Doesn't even care. Like, I mean, that just goes to show you right there, man. Like, it's like we know what she's there for. She's just there for the resources. She's not there for love or anything like that. Like, it's completely emotionless.
I also like the fact that it's just less work for you. It's just less work for you.
And this was not a joke. He was 100% serious. We know that because he spent a significant amount of time discussing the details and logistics of making this massage parlor hand job happen with his co-host at the end of the show after Jasleen had already left.
But he's got the spot. Apparently the pros are professional.
Really?
Oh yeah. You won't last more than 7 seconds.
Coke Betty, welcome to the stream, sir. I come in and the first thing I hear is something about blowjobs and handjobs. Yeah, dude. It's just another day in the office here at Camp Hustle headquarters, man. Yeah, I mean, just Jasleen just will not give him a blowjob, and now she's saying, hey, it's okay if you want to go to some old Asian lady and go get a massage and go get a hell happy ending. It's fine. It's cool. It's going to make her like 30% angry. And then, if she's like, no, I put you through enough, it's not a big deal. And I basically just concluded that, yeah, she does not really fuck with him that much because, there's no jealousy there. She's just like, it's cool. She probably has a lot more stuff going on when he's on the road as far as, calling over people to clean the house and, maybe she wants to pay him a certain way or whatever, or I don't know. It's very open to interpretation, but a lot of stuff that she does when she's at the house all day. Okay. While Akaash is out on the tour doing his, comedy, she's ordering food. She's getting the house clean. Who's to say that she's not doing something on the side while he's gone? She's just like, yeah, you want to go get a hand job? That's cool. Whatever. Can't get a girl pregnant if you just go get a handy. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
We had a friend, normal. We had a friend in college do this, and he bet he could last like more than 45 seconds or whatever it was.
Yeah, we challenged each other to a duel.
Wait, what? No, we paid for him to go get a rub and tug, and he went and got the rub and tug and came out defeated. He was like, how long? He said it was under a minute, like easily.
Yeah.
Like it was just magic.
Do they massage you first? I'm too Indian to just get a hand job. I need a massage, a good massage.
Okay, it's all inclusive.
Oh, that's nice.
All inclusive.
That's nice.
But like from start of hand to end of job was.
Hey, if you had to go through these last 3 weeks, you would be jealous.
So the question is,
he's definitely going to jump on the opportunity now that they got it on video that she's okay with it. He's definitely going to take that opportunity.
Accomplish this? Did he manage to change public perception? Well, all you have to do is look at the top comments and the disliked.
I'll believe there's no Epstein list before I believe this shit. Oh man. And that's the thing. Okay, so yeah, on her own podcast, the Main Character Pod, she was very outlandish and hyperbolic and said a bunch of stuff to make him look bad. And then when she goes on the Flagrant podcast, she's this innocent, sheltered, Indian girl that has no experience at all. And everything that she's saying is just trying to add to her character. She's not like, look, it's not, I actually don't even know the meanings of words, like I don't know what an actual roster is. When I'm talking about hooking up, I don't mean having sex. That means making out. But she's going to contradict herself later. So, but that is funny. These comments are hilarious. Oh, another one. She has 2 butt stories, but she's only told us one. I can only imagine what the other butt story is all about.
Ratio to know that he didn't. No.
Oh, wait, there it is. Let me go back just a little bit. What I was talking about.
Ratio.
Okay, so this is still early on. 68K. It's actually grown a lot more since then, but 14K upvotes to 68K downvotes. That's insane.
To know that he didn't. No, instead, he only made himself look even more pathetic. Myron is somewhere smiling right now, looking at all this shit. It took him a few years, but he got it.
Myron's only W of 2025 was this whole situation. Everything else he's been taking an L on. So, and we actually do have some stuff on Myron and Nick Fuentes that we're going to cover. We just got to get to it because, there's trouble in paradise, guys. They might be breaking up.
His revenge, man. He got his revenge on Akaash Singh. And as they say, revenge is a dish best served cold. Now, I'm not going to react to this entire hour-long podcast. I respect you far too much to put you through that. So instead, let's revisit the three main narratives that I suspect Akaash would like to change and see whether or not the things he and Jasleen said were convincing enough to compel the average person to change their perception of Akaash regarding these 3 narratives. Narrative number 1, Jasleen Singh is a gold digger. Definition: A gold digger is someone who dates, marries, or forms a relationship primarily to get money, financial support, or material benefits from the other person rather than out of genuine affection or love. Well, when asked whether or not she is a gold digger, here is what Jasleen had to say.
Do you consider yourself a good gold digger?
Yeah.
Well, I think that settles that, right?
And she also said it as well on her own blog too. So it's like now we have full confirmation. We know what she's all about. Tia Toast came back. He says, "Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies about Jasleen." Absolutely.
Jasleen still defines herself as a gold digger, but she says that she's a good gold digger, right?
She invested when he was low, and she stayed until he rose up and became a millionaire. So she's like, she invested in him, you know?
Because she invested early on before Akaash was rich. But all you have to do is listen to her podcast and her podcast's co-host talk about money to know that without a shadow of a doubt, the most important thing to her when it came to choosing a man, or when it comes to recommending how you should choose a man, is money.
This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money, and my money is my money. Because as women, we aren't really that capable of handling stress to that degree that maybe men are. Because of our hormonal cycles, we need more sleep, we need more rest.
If my husband and I don't work out, knock on wood, that'll never happen, I am financially free. Like, I can go do it. I have my own bank account, my own money. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take half his shit. No, I'm going to take all his shit.
Yeah, I didn't sign a prenup, so I feel like I'm okay too.
Me too. So I'm like, you do shit to me, I take shit.
Yeah, so let that be a lesson. Do not sign a prenup.
So
how open and honest are they when they are not in the company of other men? It's just like, this is girl talk, you know, but this is not just talking our shit. We are actually speaking the truth. This is how they truly feel. So it's like they are open and honest on this podcast. There's no reason to hide behind any type of formalities here. Fat Ass Pig, welcome back to the stream. Akaash Singh and Jasleen's relationship was purely transactional. There was no pure burning desire for him on a physical level. You know, I mean, that much is obvious, you know. She was at his show because, you know, maybe she thought he was funny and stuff. This whole thing that, you know, she didn't meet him when he was a nobody. He was already a somebody. He was already doing comedy, and he already had kind of a name for himself. So there's no situation where this isn't a come up for her. It's very, you know, the fact is that she found out quickly that he hadn't been with anybody. So what does that tell you? That means that I can have you wrapped around my little finger and you won't know what is bad treatment and what is good treatment. So, because he's just going to take whatever. And there was a chart that was written about couples that are married in different races and stuff. And Indian people do not divorce. It's like 1%. And I think that the fact that they have been together for 10 years, they're not getting divorced, man. The only way that they'll get divorced is if she divorces him, which she has kind of, you know, put her time in now to get whatever type of alimony and all that stuff. She hasn't given him a kid in the 10 years that they've been together. Actually, I think they've only been together for like 8 years, but I like to round up to 10. The fact is that she hasn't given him a kid. So I think that kind of puts her in a good position. If she were to divorce him, she could pretty much go to her next relationship childless and start anew and not have that baggage towing with her. So I think she has played this to her advantage very well. Whereas Akaash, he's just going to have to bite the bullet and take the loss. And he's going to have to pick up the pieces at the end.
Because no prenup and a joint bank account, go fuck yourself. God
a lot of
forbid,
times,
I want to be taken care of and provided for. I don't want to do waste management like NATO. I want someone to do that for me.
Success and money are important if you are looking for that. If you're all about love, go for it. Go for it.
If you're in your 20s and you're listening to this and you're going through this, it's going to be okay. But like, try to find someone rich while you're there.
Get quality hair for your skin because it will affect you in the long term.
Yeah, or date a rich guy.
Yeah.
And pay for it.
If I got me a wealthy man.
Wow. What sane man would ever marry a woman who thinks and speaks like this?
Nobody. But that's the thing, you know, he had already put so much time in, and he has no one else to compare this to. So the fact that we are all on the outside looking in at this relationship and we're just seeing what is posted online, yeah, we do have a little bit of a limited knowledge in terms of the insight into their marriage, but I think we've seen enough in terms of pattern and also just thought process that we know what type of time Jasleen is on. And we know that she's just one huge red flag.
Of course, money is important. It's very important, actually, but it's not that important. It's like a guy who marries a woman first and foremost, primarily because of how she looks. It's a recipe for disaster. So between how obsessed this girl is about,
and yeah, she was the first pretty girl to really come along that he even admitted. He's like, there's no way that his heart doesn't get broken and he doesn't end up with egg on his face, because he has her on such a high pedestal that he's expecting heartbreak. He's expecting them to eventually end and for her to leave him. He's expecting all of that because he has such a low self-esteem about himself that he doesn't think he's good enough for her. He's just lucky to be with her. And so, but you know, the lesson here is, if you put a woman on a pedestal, she has no choice but to look down on you from that pedestal.
Money and the fact that she casually calls herself a gold digger on multiple occasions, I think it's safe to say that most people probably still believe that Akaash married a woman who wouldn't have married him if he wasn't rich. Sure, she dated him while he was broke, but would she have married him unless he became rich? Furthermore, she's yet to give him a child, right? A single kid. And that is, in my opinion, more telling than you might realize just based on statistics. Akaash has been married to Jasleen for 4 years and 5 months exactly. I shouldn't know that, but I do. Also, he's 41 years old, which means if he waited until marriage to have sex, he was a virgin until he was over 35, until he was about 37 years old, which, fuck, dude. They have a whole movie about that shit.
She'd be like, oh, me so horny, me love you long time.
Now, in Indian culture, and these two people, very Indian, newly married couples, the average newly married couple has their first child within 1 to 2 years. And statistically, the older you get married, the faster you try to have children. In America, for instance, right, people who get married in their 20s usually have their first kid within 1 to 3 years. But if you get married in your 30s, you usually will have your first kid in less than 2 years.
And why is that? Because high risk pregnancy at 35. And, you know, it gets a lot harder after that time. So, yeah, you really can't waste time if you're in your late 30s to early 40s getting married. And, but yeah, I mean, she's really kind of biding her time here and not giving him the precious thing a woman can give a man is a legacy. She hasn't done that. Tea and Toast with Ghost came back. She is a walking CCP parade. You run away like the Roadrunner from cartoons. Yeah, man. But, you know, unfortunately, everybody is thinking that, but Akaash, and he's the one that he needs to know it. He needs to see it. Ricky Dolphin, welcome to the stream, sir. Hey, did you hear Fresh 8, the box of a Peace Star with over 2,000 bodies? I did hear about that, and I actually have that on the docket to talk about tonight. I did hear about that. And you know what? I'm not surprised. And I know a lot of people were messaging Myron about it, like, hey, you know, what the hell is going on? And of course, Myron is going to be like, look, you guys know that Fresh is a womanizer, you know? It's like he's always done that, whatever. And he's always eaten box, even though Myron has his stance on eating box. He's like, me and Fresh are two different people. But yeah, I did hear about that, and it was pretty funny. And, you know, Fresh is just reckless, man. He don't care. Just as long as he's getting it, he doesn't care, you know? If you can burn off the warts, you know, or give him a shot, give him a pill to cure his, you know, STIs or whatever, he's cool, man. He's going. No problem, you know? And, you know, Fresh, you know, since we were on the topic of, you know, just eating box, whatever, Fresh also doesn't stop at red lights, if you know what I mean.
The biggest determinant factor for delaying having children is financial stability. And so Akaash is Indian, very financially stable, and got married in his 30s. Yet here he is almost 5 years into his marriage, but no kids. Now, maybe they don't want kids, right? Who knows? Maybe they're trying, but they're just not having any luck. But based on everything we've seen thus far, I think this is looking more like Jasleen just isn't interested in bearing Akaash any children. And that's probably because she thinks a lot about divorcing Akaash, and having a kid would make it more difficult for her to find a second husband, right? It would make it a lot harder.
Like if I asked someone to sign a prenup because I had some like booming business, then I would be like, yeah, can you just sign this prenup because like I don't want to like lose all my money. But then like if a guy asked me to sign a prenup, I would be like, I would call off the wedding. Like
That's the whole one-way street that she was talking about. Her money is her money, and our money is her money. So it just tracks. All of this tracks. She hasn't told any lies here. This is how she truly feels.
would literally call off the wedding.
You would have called off the wedding if I asked you to sign a prenup?
Yeah, like I'm not even joking.
So I am a 31-year-old stay-at-home wife, and I obviously post a lot of aspirational content, but I wouldn't be keeping it real if I also didn't say that a part of me isn't a little terrified that my husband could like wake up one day and just change his mind, and then my whole life would change.
She has already the fear if they divorce. So what does she have to do? She has to mentally prepare herself for that. Now, if she really cared about him, if she really loved him, it wouldn't be something that would ever enter her mind because it would never be an option for her mentally. But now she's already romanticized the idea that if they do divorce, she's fine. Everything's gonna be fine because she's gonna get the money because there was no prenup, and she's safe. She's set. So she really has nothing to lose here.
So if you are going into a relationship where that's your goal, I just want to make it clear that you do have to consider that decision very carefully of giving up your ability to fend for yourself and basically depending on another human being. And I know a lot of women do make that choice, and I'm obviously being one of them. And I will say, like, there's a difference between stay-at-home wife and stay-at-home girlfriend, because as a wife, I have like a marriage contract in place. So I do have like some security guaranteed by like the United States law. And I have an amazing husband, don't get me wrong, but human beings, like, they change. They're wired to make mistakes, and I just, like, you never know what the future holds. And so it's like, it's a scary thing to think, but I think that's why I just want to lay it all out there, that it's of course something that like goes through my mind. And he's also in the entertainment industry, and guess what? There's hoes in the entertainment industry. Like,
yeah, but do you think Akaash is going to be the one to step out on you? I don't think so. I think he's invested way too much into you and saved himself for you, that you're all he needs. He just needs you to meet him halfway. But you're still at this point in your life where you think that you can still keep your options open, you know? Ricky Dolphin, perfect comment right there. You just said 1 foot out the door already. She's just operating in fear. She's not thinking long term with him. She's just thinking strategy. She's like, I need to make sure that I'm secure through this whole relationship. I can get whatever I want while I'm in the marriage, and I make sure I secure the bag once the marriage dissolves. She's already planned it out in her head already.
there are women who purposely try to break up a marriage or who purposely try to target men with money.
And isn't it perfect that she is doing all of this now? She is now making the relationship kind of rocky by basically ruining his career, putting all this stuff out about, infidelity and orgies and, just lusting after other men and stuff, just making him look like a total simp, so that when he goes out on his comedy shows, he's going to get heckled now for all types of stuff. There's so much ammunition that's out there now. So now maybe this is a 4D chess move and she's not as stupid as everybody thinks. She is probably going to have him divorce her. That way, she doesn't have to feel bad about it. Either way, she's going to get what she wants out of this situation.
If you're in your 20s and you're listening to this and you're going through this, it's going to be okay. But like, try to find someone rich while you're there.
And that's not just on like them. That's also like on the men too.
And she's monkey branching, guys. She's going to be monkey branching and already setting up her next relationship before she ends the relationship. So, I mean, we know the type of woman that she is. She's not going to be without. She's always going to have somebody that she can pull out of the orbit, pluck off the orbiter tree or whatever, and she'll be set. There's always going to be a simp to pick up the pieces.
Narrative number 2. Akaash married Jasleen under the pretext that she was a virgin.
And does anybody believe this? You guys put a 1 in the chat if you believe that Jasleen told the truth, that she was a virgin before she met... No, she was a virgin when she met... Gosh, I have to word this very carefully because there is a connotation to it. So some people are saying that she probably was a virgin when he met her, but when they got married, she had already done all that stuff with the frat guys and all that stuff. And, she's already admitted to having a guy go down on her while she was spotting. And she's got those 2 butt stories. I don't know about you guys, but any type of, penetration is sex, But what do you guys think? 1, type of 1 if you think she told the truth. Type of 2 if you think she's lying her ass off. I'd like to hear.
Just like him. But in actuality, Jasleen was already sexually active with other men prior to dating Akaash. Now, though Akaash is clearly not very good with women, I think even Akaash could have more than likely gotten laid prior to getting married at 37, which would suggest that Akaash was actually saving his virginity for his future wife. And
this I do believe. I believe that Akaash was a virgin when he got married. I can totally see that. I can totally believe it. Just the way that, he is, even like, being a stand-up comedian and stuff, being Indian, being traditional and all that stuff and all of his beliefs. I truly believe he was telling the truth here. Now her, Ricky Dolphin, I'm with you as well, man. I completely think she was lying her ass off, but we got more. We got more. Just let me know.
The fact that Jasleen, or the fact that he thought Jasleen was also a virgin, probably carried a lot of weight in him deciding to marry her. So
of course you meet a virgin and you're like, dude, this woman was sent here by God or by Allah, by whoever, for me. If you find that out, you're like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, don't waste any time. This is the one, and yeah, she's willing to say yes. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's like when you don't have any experience like that, yeah, you're going to take the first girl that comes along, whether she is, the right candidate or has all these red flags around her. It's like you're not going to even be thinking about it like that. You're just be like, dude, I got a pretty girl that's a virgin. Oh, wow. Like I've hit the jackpot. And, that's exactly how he was thinking. So, oh, man, if he had just had a little bit more experience, man, he would have avoided this whole situation.
Well, it coming out that she already had serious sexual interactions with other men prior to getting married, especially because she probably made him wait until the night of their marriage or the night of their wedding to have sex for the first time. Finding this out about her, that would definitely be something that would disappoint him immensely. Now, one of the main reasons...
And what do women do with simps. They make simps wait, but guys that are chads and alphas and stuff, yeah, they can have it on the first night. It's no problem, you know, especially if they're a white boy in a frat, you know. I'm sure, you know, she was definitely in the college, basically just giving it up to any of those guys. And she probably doesn't count those guys because, you know, there are some girls out there that don't count drunken nights, accidents, one night stands. There's people out there that just, they're like, yeah, if I wasn't in a relationship, I don't count it as a body. And I could totally see her having that type of mindset.
Reasons a lot of people believe that this is the case, that she lied about her sexual history and that she wasn't a virgin, is because she said this.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. The top like 4 songs when I came back for my sophomore year: Click, Pop That, Bands Make Her Dance, Birthday Cake, the 2 Chainz, Birthday is Your Birthday. I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
All right, so the phrase poppin' kitty, a term originating in U.S. Black English, typically refers to one of 2 things in slang, according to various online discussions and definitions. Number 1, twerking, the act of twerking intensely, often so vigorously that the person being danced on can physically feel the motion of the dancer's pelvis or buttocks.
I was shopping at Rainbow. I was eating buffalo chicken wraps every day.
Exo Charles, welcome to the stream, sir. Yo, hustlers, good to see you, man. Yeah, man, we're diving into the drama one last time. This is going to be the finale of the Akaash situation. I know you guys probably are experiencing a little fatigue. I know I am, and I really would like to just put a dot on this one, a red dot on this, and just close the file, close the Akaash files for good, and we can move on with our lives and just not have to talk about this anymore, to be completely honest. But yeah, let's keep going. Welcome to the stream, Exo Charles.
I was straightening my hair with my French tips, like you could not tell me nothing. And I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
Rosters are normal. It's called dating, exploring, and being young, not whatever weird sexual storyline y'all are projecting. Now, when you hear a woman has a roster, that sounds like a modern situation, you know? I mean, women have always had multiple options, but when it comes to, you know, being open about it and almost kind of being like kind of masculine about it, you know, because, you know, guys will brag to other men saying, yeah, I got a roster of girls, I got a stable over here, you know, that I'm maintaining. But then when women start to do it, it's like, it's not that attractive, you know? Like, we don't want a woman that's a whore, and we definitely don't. It's not appealing. It shouldn't be appealing to us, a woman that is like proud of her sexual liberation, you know, like there's no shame in it at all. She's just like, yeah, I got a roster of like a bunch of guys that I'm just, and you know, what is that? What do you think about that when you hear that? You just automatically think of like at least like 5 to 10 guys that she's probably just casually having sex with, you know, not developing any type of relationship, just being, like Ricky Dolphin said, Jasleen. It's a fitting name.
Through. So it's like,
So they bring this up during the podcast to give her a chance to clarify what she meant by having a roster of guys in college. Because in the dating world, having a roster means having multiple people that you're fucking. Right?
That's what that's the American like thought process. If you say you have a roster, that's it. But here is where she is going to gaslight everybody. She's going to say, oh, I was just this innocent girl and I didn't know what I was saying. When I said this, I meant this. So here we go.
Right. When a guy says he has a roster of chicks, it means he has multiple women that he can call upon to go on dates with or to have sex with. And so
booty calls, slow Tuesdays. I mean, yeah, I mean, this is like, it's just common modern vernacular. And, you know, people, I guess, that are maybe a little bit more sheltered than others, you know, they hear this and they think they kind of apply their own definitions to it. And this is apparently the situation we're all in. I don't think so, because she is going to trip herself up later in the video.
This was her explanation.
Is it true that you said that there was a rotation of guys?
A roster.
Yeah.
What?
Look at his face right now. He's just like, oh God, please, please, for the life of me, please stay on script, okay? We rehearsed this in the car on the way over here. Do not fuck this up.
What does a roster mean to you?
What does this mean?
You guys have to
The hands, the nervous hands.
understand. Have you ever heard of the repressed Catholic schoolgirl?
Never.
I was, yeah, you know. Okay. So I was.
His Catholic school was in his living room. Imagine how repressed he was.
I was the repressed.
He's fidgeting with the wedding ring, man. He's just like, dude, this is your moment right now. Do not fuck this up.
Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
She can be free. She can be sexually liberated and sleep with whoever she wants because she's getting all this attention. She's going from being a sheltered Indian girl to being completely free and on her own. So, yeah, of course she's going to go buck wild because she has nobody stopping her.
What does a roster mean?
Stay on script, please. I'm going to need you to define your words here. Here we go.
So it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like two guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Do you guys really believe that? Did you see like her body language and how she was so dismissive of the word and just like she even rolled her eyes a little bit? There is a lot of tells that a human will do when they are lying. A lot of it is looking down and to the left or looking up and rolling their eyes because they're usually trying to think of a story or a way to spin something. And of course, she's had this time now to really figure out how she's going to address this situation and how she's going to try to explain herself.
Oh, yeah. And when you say hooking up, I think people
when
think you
I
meant
mean
fucking.
hooking up, I just meant making out. Again.
Okay, I want you guys to remember this, okay, because this is very important. This is going to be on the test. Hooking up to Jasleen is just making out, okay? Nothing else.
Like everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous to who I actually am as a person.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
Now, she claims her roster consisted of only 2 guys that she would flirt with and make out with.
Do you think that she would be reminiscing about 2 guys that she flirted with and maybe kissed or whatever? I don't think so. I think she was probably thinking about how she got taken down in college, man, and how she misses that sexual freedom. It doesn't seem to me that she would be pining for 2 guys that she was flirting with at the same time. It just doesn't really make sense, you know?
And for her, hooking up just meant kissing. But there's a problem. There's a problem here.
Big fucking problem.
The first problem is that later in the podcast, she casually uses the term hooking up again, but because she wasn't really thinking when she was talking, which I imagine she doesn't do very often, right? She forgot what she had said earlier, and it slipped out how she really defines the term hooking up.
This is like when Tinder first came out. There was no Bumble. There was no Hinge.
I love the red arrow. Just watch his eyes, watch his hands, because he is nervous as hell. Look at his face. He's just like, please, just say the right thing. Say what we talked about.
I met this guy on Tinder, whatever. Like we were like just feeling like the vibes, and I stupidly was like, oh, you can sleep over, but like not really wanting to hook up that much. Because again, for me,
Not wanting to hook up.
like I was just like, okay, maybe we can make out and just like whatever and cuddle.
There you go, guys. She was willing to settle for just making out and cuddling, but didn't she just say that making out was hooking up? First contradiction.
It first came out, there was no Bumble, there was no Hinge. I met this guy on Tinder, whatever. Like we were like just feeling like the vibes, and I stupidly was like, oh, you can sleep over, but like not really wanting to hook up that much. Because again, for me, like I was just like, okay, maybe we can make out and just like whatever and cuddle.
So here she clearly uses the term hooking up to mean sex and regards making out as not really hooking up.
A lesser form of hooking up, basically. She was willing to have the guy sleep over and just cuddle and make out and stuff, but not actually hook up. So she does know the difference, but she did say what she said earlier. Everybody heard it. So now she's trying to walk it back, and we're not going to let her walk it back.
So a bit of a contradiction with her previous statement, right? But what really makes her explanation fall apart is this other clip where she talks about
Ricky Dolphin hook up that much. That's true. She didn't want to make it a whole hookup session, maybe just a little bit. Start with a little bit of kissing, a little bit of cuddling, and maybe, but that wasn't on the menu originally.
Inviting a guy over to hook up, right? And to perform oral sex on her while she was in college, while she was on her period.
What?
And, okay, as a guy, there's, unless you're a complete total simp, if you are going to be going down on a girl, you're going to progress to the next level, to the next base, if you will. Okay, there's not going to be like all one-sided where you're doing all the work and she's just laying there and then she's like, oh, I'm tired, or oh, I don't really feel like it, or I told you weren't. No, it's like while you're down there, you were literally changing whatever plans that she had before, and it's going to happen. It just does not go the way that she is stating it here, that it is just making out and cuddling and stuff. You gotta be Akaash to believe that.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm so glad you asked.
If your man is weird about periods, that's a red flag. Break up with him immediately, no pun intended, because when I was in college, I dated this guy. He didn't want to fool around when I was on like the heaviest days of my period. Okay, totally understandable.
Why would being on your period matter if you're not having sex? Very true. I mean, are we leaving out the details of him actually penetrating you while having sex, while having your period? I mean, I honestly think that we're not that stupid, okay? Some of us will believe all women, whatever, but not over here. We kind of have to go off of life experience here, and we can tell when a woman is lying, okay? She has no reason to tell us the truth. She doesn't know us, so she can lie her ass off.
I get that. And I was like, oh, great, good news, my period ended. Like, we can like have fun tonight, blah, blah. And he was going down on me. Like, wouldn't you know it, I was still spotting. And also, if you're like poking around down there.
Poking around. Okay. I mean, this could mean a few things. This could mean the tongue. This could be fingers. This could be just the tip. I mean, I think every guy has negotiated that at some point in their life.
Like, more blood can sometimes come out. Oh my. I swear to God, like, I thought my period was done. He like looked at me with so much disgust, and I'll never forget that moment. Like, I felt so ashamed and so dirty, and like he was like, how could you do this to me? And
now in that clip, she also mentions that he was poking around down there deep enough to knock some of the lining of her uterus loose, which means at the very least he had something long and pointy going in her, her yuha.
Can we just hook her up to a polygraph and ask her these questions and just watch the needle jump up and down? It's like, that's all you would have to do. It would just solve everything. I don't think that she's smart enough to or has the ability to lie and throw off a polygraph. I don't think she has the ability to do that. That's all you'd have to do. Ask her the questions, okay? Did you have sex in college before you met Akaash? Did you have more than one sexual hookup? Were you a virgin when you met Akaash? You'd have to ask those three questions, and if you get all three lies, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, because you married her under that pretext that she was a virgin. This whole thing has been a lie. This whole relationship has been a sham.
Now, I don't know what kind of woman would describe herself as a prude while inviting men to go down on her while she's still on her period. Furthermore, she kind of describes a guy as kind of being a bitch, right? Being a little bitch boy for being grossed out by getting period blood in his mouth, which reveals she doesn't think that is something that a woman should feel embarrassed about. And that's fine, but it doesn't really say prude, now does it? Now,
no, what it says to me is that she has to get it whenever she wants it. And maybe she was like extra horny because she was on her period. It happens to a lot of girls. And I think that was probably the situation there. She's just like, look, that was it. Like she wanted to go, and she thought she was done with her period. She thought, and it turned out that she was still a little bit spotting there, but she's like, it's no big deal. It's like, what's the problem? It's like, you got yours too. So, but that's the thing. That's for them to know. That's not for us to know, because she has to, the whole narrative is that didn't happen. Okay. It's just a lot of making out. Maybe the guy was poking around down there with his lips. Tia Toast Ghost came back. He says, no way she's going to answer. Her black book is closed for Akaash. Oh, release the Jasleen files, man. I mean, you don't even have to release the Jasleen files, man. Just hook her up to a polygraph test and ask her the same questions that you asked her on the podcast. And I mean, we'll get our answers then, man. She won't be able to hide. She won't be able to say that she was nervous or whatever like that. And it was like, why are you nervous? If you got nothing to hide and you truly are what you say you were, you shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be an issue here.
Take a step back with me, right? She's going to frat parties. She's getting sexy. She's popping that pussy. She's getting drunk. She's dating multiple guys at the same time.
She did say that one of the fraternities got kicked out of the school for spiking their drinks. Now, how would she know that? She would know that through her own experience. I'm sure maybe she might have heard about it, but I think also she probably might have experienced it. So that's how she knew about it. And what does that lead to? A lot of mistakes, a lot of regrets that you probably don't feel proud about. So what are you going to do? You're going to lie. You're going to say it never happened.
They're going down on her. They're sticking, who knows what, where, deep enough to cause her to bleed. Add all that shit together, man. Does that sound like the behavior of the kind of girl that makes it out of college still a virgin? Well, I'll tell you who doesn't believe that. The comment section of this podcast episode. And I gotta be honest, I can see
a roster of guys just meant 2 guys. Bullshit. To destroy your husband's dignity, you must first destroy your own. Simp zoo.
Why?
Oh,
so
man.
By my count, we've struck out twice now. The last crucial narrative that I think Akaash would like to change is the idea that Jasleen isn't actually sexually attracted to Akaash, or at a bare minimum isn't satisfied with Akaash. And though I think that a lot of this is credited to the plethora of video clips of Jasleen dodging Akaash's kisses, I think the main reason.
And what is her excuse for that? She said that she feels too overstimulated. And, she talks about the time that he proposed a second time. His mother was there, the other family was there, and it was already like a high, like overstimulating situation. And yeah, she just, for some reason, she couldn't understand why it was going on, but she just feels like shy, in those situations. But it just seems like it happens every time, even when people are not around. So it just seems like her story doesn't really fit. She just might not really be that into him. And that is something that I do truly believe. I don't think that I think she just sees him as kind of, a simp, someone that she can control and get resources out of and eventually leave him for somebody better, somebody that she actually is attracted to, and somebody that she probably has no qualms kissing in public. And I don't know. I just think her excuse on the podcast was that, yeah, we come from a cultural background where our parents never showed any type of affection towards each other. So she just kind of adopted that? I don't think so. I think it's a little bit easier for her to, fantasize about another man's dick and another, just being in an orgy and all that stuff. Being able to talk like that, it just doesn't scream prude to me.
Believe that this is the case is because Akaash went onto her podcast. And as he was sitting in as a guest, she confessed that she had a burning desire to have an affair, which she frames as an orgy with her co-host's husband. Let's take a look at that clip.
I needed to breathe, literally.
Wait, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that are so funny is, Akaash, I know Naveen hasn't or is the scammer, but have you been a scam before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, yeah,
Did you just call me a scammer?
Yeah, you are a scammer.
Yeah.
No, he's no.
There's a difference being a scammer and being a hustler. Two very different things.
Okay.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who
I'm not
hustles.
gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
I don't think I even need to comment on that one, right? It speaks for itself, doesn't it? But if I had to describe how Akaash dealt with that situation in one word, cuck. Cuck is the one word that comes to mind. So let's see how this topic was addressed on the Flagrant 2 podcast.
Bruh, the orgy thing was fucking, that shit was crazy. I even watched it and I was like, so break us down.
I need an explanation.
Has the orgy happened?
So, okay, no, it hasn't.
Okay,
no, I still only fucked one woman.
That's what I thought was
that we believe. That's completely truthful. We believe that.
That's what I thought was missing in the whole orgy combo is that he also gets to get some side.
I could have doubled my body count.
Yeah. Now, would you have let him get some side in this hypothetical orgy?
Of course.
She doesn't care about him. Of course he can have some side. It's not a big deal for her. It's not a big deal, okay? As long as she gets to get what she wants, she doesn't give a shit. Because it's like, good. That's one thing that she doesn't have to do for him.
Everyone should be included.
Nah, but Akaash wants the dude.
The dude.
Ooh, he didn't like that at all. Now, I know in Indian culture, whatever, like homosexuality is something that is completely like, it's like taboo still, especially with like traditional Indians and stuff. So that kind of line that he just said was that's you notice he's not laughing at this situation, not even smiling at it. Okay, he is gonna try to make a joke to kind of make light of it, but yeah, that really did cut deep because he's already hurting right now, and now his boy's gonna pile on top of him. That's fucked up.
Think he can handle all 10 inches of nab? You think you can take nab down?
We have to pause right there, right? That exchange, that shit that you just saw, that really reveals what these guys think of Akaash. They neither respect him nor do they empathize with how humiliating all of this must have been for him.
I would not be surprised if Akaash ends up leaving the Flagrant podcast and they replace him with somebody else for creative differences. They'll just play it like that. And because really, I mean, if he's got to get some better friends, he's got to get some better business partners. And yeah, he will be walking away from some money, but I honestly think that he needs to get out of all of the situations that he's currently in, just so for his mental health, for his health.
Right? Like his wife saying that she wants to fuck her friend's husband is already bad enough. But they won't even play along with the idea that at least he gets to fuck the other guy's wife, bro. Instead, they clown him and suggest that the only other person that he would be fucking in that orgy is Nav. Wow.
Yeah. You think he can handle all 10 inches of nab? You think you can take nab down? Or is nab taking it?
Come on, Nav's shorter than me. Who taking it?
Nab the bottom, his dick dragging on the carpet.
You know what? maybe Andrew actually has a soul, bro, right? He saw that Akaash was not handling that joke well at all, and he threw him a lifeline, which Akaash grabbed with both arms. Still, pretty sad though that it came in the form of him, Andrew, that is, suggesting that Akaash would be fucking Nav instead of Nav fucking Akaash. And when that's the best that your best friend can do for you, you need new best friends, man.
It's like the worst situation possible, man. It's like he can't get some side of his own. He has to bang the dude that's banging his wife. That's the best he gets in that whole ordeal. That's a horrible, horrible deal. Don't take that.
Okay, what the fuck was that joke? Because I think for a lot of people, myself included, like I saw that and I was like, why would she even joke around about that?
Yeah.
With Akaash there, and like, what was the what was the backstory to that?
Now looking back, like it's been pointed out to me, and I get that. I feel like for us, I think I learned so much of my humor from Akaash.
Wow.
It's all your fault, Akaash. If you didn't have your brand of humor, she wouldn't have had that influence. Okay, so you've really brought this on your own, being a comedian. You know, like you really kind of set the stage for her to have this type of sense of humor, because otherwise she would have just been this really sheltered, sweet, caring individual. But because you corrupted her with your comedy, now she is mirroring you. She's just a mirror reflection of you. It's your fault.
Wow, man. Bravo. Wow. She managed to blame Akaash for why she said that she wanted to fuck her friend's husband. It's actually Akaash's fault for influencing her with his style of comedy. Why she even said it in the first place. Bro, I have never seen gaslighting so masterfully and effortlessly executed. She didn't even miss a beat. And that's how I know Akaash is fucked, right? And he believes everything that comes out of her mouth. His brain has sustained critical and permanent damage from the metric tons of toxic gas fumes he has been inhaling that have been coming out of her mouth over the course of their entire relationship. He's never going to leave her. In fact, at this point, it's probably in his best interest that he doesn't, because the amount of emotional trauma that this man would have to work through post a divorce from this woman, I don't know if he could do it.
He's already said that he has hurt himself. He basically harmed himself over, just like over arguments that they've had in the past. So a drastic measure like a divorce would completely wreck him, because he thinks that he lost probably the best thing in his whole life, not looking at all the details of everything that led up to the divorce, just the sole fact that he lost the person that was meant for him in his mind. Okay. Not in real life.
Shit, nigga, I don't know if I could do it. All right. Well, let's finish the clip. Reminder here. Andrew asked her to explain this orgy joke, because that's how she's framing it, right? She was just joking, saying something crazy that she doesn't really mean in an attempt to be funny, because she's just trying to be funny like her husband. Let's see how she does.
What was the backstory to that?
Now looking back, like it's been pointed out to me, and I get that. I feel like for us, I think I learned so much of my humor from Akaash, not to like justify it, but just to explain, like, oh, if I say...
What does a liar do when they are trying to dig themselves out of a situation? They obfuscate. They will blame other entities, other people around them for why they made the decision that they did, for why they said what they did. She's not taking accountability here. She is showing you guys where the influence came from, which was Akaash's comedy, and that was an influence on her. So that's why she wanted to say the thing that she said, because she was just trying to be funny like Akaash. And she later admits that she's not a comedian. So where's the lie here? Is she telling the truth? Is this what she really feels? Or was it just a mix-up of words?
these absurd things. It's so funny because it's not who I actually am.
Right.
But I kind of forgot that like the internet doesn't know all these multi-dimensions of my personality, so they're
Right.
just seeing this one thing.
Right.
So the orgy joke started with like Akaash being like, "Oh, Nav's really hot." Like Akaash would show Nav's picture to his trainer or whatever because he's like really like, yeah.
And so, in what world was Akaash supposed to find that shit funny? Was anybody supposed to find that shit funny? Right? It was only going to make him look like a cuck. But we know she wasn't joking. Here's the thing. We know she wasn't joking because she's spoken about trying to make this orgy happen in multiple podcasts, even when Akaash wasn't there. And it's even clear that she was talking to her co-host about setting up this orgy off camera.
Would y'all ever have an orgy together with your husbands?
Rhea,
She tried.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of love it, but I'm
You know what I notice about this whole main character pod is that the other girl, she doesn't really say much like stuff to really kind of make herself look bad. She'll basically set up the whole premise in terms of, reading a chat saying, would you guys consider doing an orgy or something like that? And she just kind of sets it up to let Jasleen kind of throw Akaash under the bus and just really make him look horrible. She's the one that kind of gives Jasleen the out to just kind of say all this crazy, outlandish stuff, while she gets to kind of maintain her position as kind of like, I'm one of the girls. I can have this girl talk with you, whatever. And I know that it's just all fun and games and stuff. And you're actually kind of making my relationship you're kind of putting me in a better position because you're saying all this nice stuff about my husband. And yeah, you're making me feel good about myself that he chose to be with me. So I don't know. It just seems like, the more clips I see, she is, the co-host is really playing just kind of like the straight role, whereas Jasleen is playing like the crazy role. And that's just kind of how the balance of the dynamic works. And yeah, I mean, I don't think Jasleen even realizes that maybe she might realize, maybe she just doesn't care. I don't want to give her too much credit. I do think that she just doesn't realize that she is the one that's causing the majority of the controversy. It's not, the girl might be setting her up to say things like this, but yeah, it's all Jasleen. Jasleen is completely like unleashed on her own podcast. And, I do have a clip that I'm going to show you guys, this little audio clip of them talking about cheating, hypothetically cheating on their husbands and stuff. Would they still be friends if one of them cheated on their husband? And it's a very, very good clip with a lot of insight. So we'll look at that after this.
like us for it. Okay, maybe.
I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy if
or it's thick.
Her co-host just clearly acknowledged that even before the commenter asked if they would ever have an orgy, which, goddamn, that guy, wow, that guy probably feels like he caused all this shit to happen. Whoever sent in that super chat, right?
He definitely got his money worth because this became like 2 weeks worth full of content.
Jasleen had already been trying to make one happen off camera. That's exactly what her co-host said. So anyone who believes that she was just joking when she said it in front of Akaash,
there's always going to be a shred of truth in all jokes. Most jokes are hyperbolic, crazy, outlandish, like never going to really happen in real life type shit. But where does it normally come from? It normally comes from a truthful place.
Well, all right. If you believe that, I feel like I should warn you. If you ever get an email from a Nigerian prince telling you that you should send them money and that they're going to send you $1 million in return, don't. Right? Also, if anyone ever calls you asking for your social security number, your birthday, your address, so that they can verify your identity, don't give it to them. They don't actually work for AT&T or Verizon or Bank of America or wherever they say they work at. Okay?
Unfortunately, people have to be scammed in terms to know what a scammer is. You know, people have to go through it to know how to avoid it, you know? So unfortunately, these are wise words, but there are still going to be people that it's going to fall on deaf ears, and people are going to get scammed. You know, people are going to get gaslit by women that claim to be virgins, claim to be pure, sell them on purity. It's happening all the time. Girls are going to downplay on their sexual past, and the men that are dumb enough to believe them are going to marry them outright, give them the entire world, and the woman is going to have this little thing that she's going to take to the grave, and she's not going to go public and get her own podcast. And you know, maybe if she feels like, hey, I got nothing to lose, you know, because I know that this person that married me didn't do a prenup. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to force his hand now because I'm in the best position possible. I'm gonna get him to divorce me so I can get some money.
Okay. And so with all of this in mind, I think it's safe to say Akaash more than failed to change any significant amount of people's perception about this situation.
Yeah, if anything, the situation has gotten much worse because now we've gotten more, we got more gaslighting from Jasleen because she thinks that the Flagrant audience is stupid. She thinks that Akaash is completely stupid. He's completely bought in, so she can say whatever and he's not going anywhere. But anybody that's not a fan of this, that's just an outsider looking at this, they're like, oh, dude, she's completely lying, dude. Like, it does not track, you know, with everything that she's saying, you know, what she said on her own TikToks and also on her own main character pod. It just it's not congruent, you know, even though she said that her saying outlandish things was just to kind of play a character because it's really incongruent with what her real personality is. I think she is a master manipulator, and I think she's a lot smarter than she lets on. And yeah, people that are idiots are going to fall for this, but there's a majority that did not fall for this. So I'm actually happy to see that.
But if you've been watching my content consistently, this is something that you should have already seen coming. You should have already known that this is how it was going to go. This was going to be the outcome. Because what you resist persists and what you chase escapes. Every fucking time.
Shout out to Young Don. That was a great breakdown of the whole situation. And honestly, that I don't really feel like we need to talk about it anymore. But we still have some more that I want to shed some light on. Let's go to Reddit. There is something that I saved, and I want to make sure that we cover that because I don't want to miss anything here tonight. Since this is the last time I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to go to the stuff that I have saved for you guys, and after that, we can move on with our lives. We don't have to talk about this anymore. Let's go back. Let's see. All right, so this is the audio of the main character pod here. This is a conversation between the two hosts of the main character pod, and it's about cheating. Okay, a hypothetical situation. If either one of them cheated, would they be able to stay friends, and would they also let their husbands know? So let's listen to this.
So first of all, important question for you. If I cheated on Nav, would you still be my friend?
Yeah. And I would never tell anyone.
You would tell Akaash.
No, I wouldn't, because him and Nav have bro code. And so I would know better than to tell my man. And not only that, but if you said, oh, I'm at Jasleen's, I would be like, yeah, she was at my house. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I am so ride or die that if you call me and you're like, you know that scene from The Town that's like, you have to come do this thing with me and you can't ask me about it later. And he's like, whose car are we taking? That would be me.
You know what's funny? The girls who are saying they wouldn't be friends with their friend after are wild to me because it's none of my business who my friend's cheating on. Like, whatever you want to do in your personal life is none of my business.
Also, who are those kind of friends? None of my friends would ever do that.
Yeah, also, like, sure, I'll be like, hey, I think cheating is wrong and you should tell him or do something. Like, sure, I'll be there.
They would be like, oh, like, is everything okay? What's going on? And actually, my friends are like really really myself would be like, oh, he did what? He didn't ask you how your day was? Yeah, fuck him. Yeah,
Cheat on him right
he
now.
fucking deserved it. You know what I mean?
Any excuse to dodge the accountability and just cheat away. Any opportunity they have, they'll do it. And you know what? They'll cover for each other. So what is that telling you? What does that tell you? She's willing to cover for her friends, and hopefully she keeps the friends in her circle that will do the same for her. So yeah, it's looking bad. That's pretty bad. Let's see what people are saying about this. So, because I remember looking at this, this is disgusting. Oh my God, it's getting worse. It's like a car crash. It's a tragedy, but you can't look away. And then the guy said, the worst part is the other bitch is equally as annoying. No one gives a fuck about her. And then with wives like these, who needs enemies? It's so true, man. There's more. I think, let's see. I think this was, she admits to making out and hooking up are different things.
You can sleep over, but like not really wanting to hook up that much. Because again, for me, like I was just like, okay, maybe we can make out and just like whatever and cuddle.
It's like that right there, guys. That is the smoking gun. Okay. She has already told us what she says hooking up is. Okay. And in the same episode, she contradicts herself. And what do liars do? They contradict themselves all the time because they forget what they say. Because when you're a liar, you have to keep up with the lies. Okay. You have to really gotta hold that shit in. And if you're not intelligent, you gotta be really intelligent to be a good liar. And you see what we're dealing with here. Let's see. Okay, I think we're done. I think there's no more we can talk about Jasleen and Akaash. We are completely done with this. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about, which was the thing that was mentioned earlier about Nick Fuentes and also Myron Gaines having a falling out. It hasn't gone fully public, but what we have seen and just, on their own separate streams and how they've kind of handled it, Myron is going to be the first one to be like the biggest ride or die person for Nick Fuentes. Nick is not going to really kind of give him the same type of courtesy, if you will. So let's check this one out.
If you saw this one from Matrix Prime that was pretty personal towards you, but it's pretty ridiculous that FNF tolerates him. Don't mean to keep bringing attention to him, but it's disgraceful.
Oh, fresh and fit. Who's Matrix Prime?
Matrix Prime is Gary the Numbers guy, for those of you that don't know.
Oh, Gary. Yeah, well, I said that to Myron. I told Myron, I said, I don't like that you hang with people that are talking shit about my family and are Jewish. And he knows how I feel about that. And I told him, like, it's hard for me to work with you if that's going to be the case, And I'm not trying to say, oh, anyone that has a problem with me, but it's like, these are people that go after my family. These are people that go after my family. They go after me physically. And I go, yeah, it's hard for me to actually work with you if that's going to be the case. So, and I made that clear to Myron, and so that's just how it has to be, I guess, And here's why, and I don't want some big drama. I like Myron. Myron's a good guy, smart guy, everything like that. But, I know a real friend is not going to hang. If you're really my friend, you're not going to hang with somebody that's attacking my family. That's beyond the pale. You can attack me. You can say whatever you want about me. I got a thick skin and I'm in the arena, but somebody that's going after your family, that's where you got to draw a line. And you either got to tell your homeboy, knock it off, or, are we really friends? So, yeah, I don't like it either. I think it's bullshit. But I don't like to turn everything into a big public drama, but yeah, it's not cool.
So that was his whole side of it. Now we're going to go to the next video that I have. Let's go back. Go to my history here. Let me see. I think it's under watch later. Now, let's see. Well, This is another Nick Fuentes video, but I definitely want to wait for that one first. Let's go to, I think it is Watts. Mr. Watts TV, he did a video on, oops, hold on. I messed up. Watts TV. On the whole drama between Myron and Nick. The girls are fighting. A beef is brewing between Myron Gaines and Nick Fuentes. Let's watch this video here.
Hey guys, guess what?
The girls are fighting.
Meow. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Watts TV, man. And it seems like an actual beef between Nick Fuentes and Myron is on the horizon. We got a few things to talk about today, but before we get into it, please do me a favor. Do not forget to share it.
Now, for those of you that are uninformed, there was a Fresh and Fit episode that he's going to reference in here that they had one of Nick Fuentes' ops on. And this op happened to say some pretty flagrant stuff about Nick, saying that, you know, he's gay and all this other stuff. And he actually knew his an ex of his ex. And yeah, he's just like, dude, he's totally gay. And Myron completely caped for Nick. And he's just like, yo, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it, whatever. And yeah, so we're going to see how Myron, his loyalty, being loyal to a fault, is going to play into their little falling out here.
Like and subscribe really helps out with the channel and it lets me know that you're rocking with the content. And while you're at it, please do me a favor and do not forget to join the Discord.
Shout out to Watts.
Nick Fuentes have been saying lately, it's been gay. I really, there's nothing else that I can really say about it. I can't even sugarcoat it. Like, it's just simply been gay. Him and Myron have been saying a lot of gay shit lately.
So, do you eat pussy? Just a question. Do you eat pussy? Is that
I just said a second ago, no. That's
Oh, you don't?
Never. No guy should be doing it.
The way he just said never was pretty sus, if you ask me. The way, just let's just watch. We'll roll it back just a little bit. Let's just see how he answered it. Because the way he said it just like a gay person would.
Been saying a lot of gay shit lately.
So, do you eat pussy? Just a question. Do you eat pussy? Is that
I just said a second ago, no. That's
Oh, you don't?
Never. No guy should be doing it.
I'm sorry.
None of you guys should be eating vagina, dude. And if you guys do like to do it, that means you're probably a if I'm gonna be honest. Something's wrong.
Gay? How is that gay?
Okay, so you guys heard that, right? Eating pussy is gay. Nick Fuentes is going to come forward with a statement that's very similar. Actually, let's go to that real quick. I know we're going on a tangent, but we're already on Reddit. Might as well. Let's just go to the clip that I have. Nick Fuentes is the DL operative.
Hey, because I've never had a girlfriend. I think if anything, it makes me less gay. If anything, it makes me not gay. As opposed to less gay. Not that there's any gay, but it makes me not gay. Well, because think about it this way. You know, gay people do date girls all the time. Real. And when I said on Elijah Schaefer's show, when they said, have you ever been in a romantic relationship? Have you ever had sex with a girl? And I said, no. If you name search me on Twitter, as I always do, all these gay people are coming out and saying, I've had more girlfriends than Nick. I've had sex with more girls than Nick. So like I said last week, not only is that thinking flawed, but actually it's the reverse. That actually makes me really more heterosexual than anybody. If we're really being honest, never having a girlfriend, never having sex with a woman, really makes you more heterosexual. Because honestly, dating women is gay. Having sex with women is gay.
Thinking about last night? When you think about it, being straight is gay. I mean, how gay is it being attracted to a woman? All pink and perfumey. You know, it's like, ooh, I like girls. I want to rub it up against girls. But you want to be straight. Shove up another guy's ass. That's straight. You see what I'm saying?
Oh.
Are you gay? No. I'm just saying, what's straighter than having sex with another guy?
Everything.
Literally everything. No, you guys are homophobes.
Of straight people?
Yeah, well, I call them gay people.
So that was a joke, but it does ring true with a lot of the stuff that they were saying. So let's go back. This is the video clip that I wanted you guys to see. Just another expose of Nick Fuentes watching child P word.
Say that if Hitler were alive, you and him would gang up
and murder a black man that was littering in your community.
Do you want to talk about the full context of that?
I just found that rich because in my old neighborhood in New York City, if you use the N-word, they would fuck you harder than the child porn, I guess, you watch.
What are you talking about? Child porn?
I think your whole crew is packed with pedophiles.
Who?
What happened to your friend Ali?
Ali is somebody I went to Stop the Steal with. He was there doing his own events. By the way, what is this? So is this everybody gangs up on me?
No. Hold on.
Let's be
I
clear.
don't want to do that.
But hold on. Relax. Let me do this.
But I just don't want to. I don't want to pander like Myron and Sneeko.
Here's what we're gonna do here, guys. Did we discuss what you want to talk about?
That was pretty bad. I mean, basically kind of exposing him for. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that where he edited his stream and then there was some gay porn audio that was coming through, and yeah, a lot of people heard it and people are trying to forget about it, but it was there. Okay. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, you think I might just be talking out of my ass, though. This is true. I will bring it up for you guys. Yay. Let's just check it out. Oh, let's go back. Nick. No? Couldn't find anything? Nick. Maybe maybe it's not going to be under me. It's going to be under Length of Girth, I believe. Let's check it. All right. So this is the one. Nick Fuentes accidentally streamed gay P-word at the end of his stream. For those of you that didn't see this. This is on X. We're going to go to X. We're going to leave right away. Don't worry. Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
And have a great rest of your evening.
Americanism, not globalism, will be our credo.
Look, people are like, whoa, what? What is this? Yeah. Sorry for blowing your eardrums out for that. That part is kind of crazy. But yeah, people that were watching this were just like, dude, you got hacked. What the heck's going on? What is all this? And yeah, I mean, he went ahead and addressed the whole situation. Nick did, and he said that he was hacked. You know, some operative basically hacked into his live stream and was able to stream the video and stuff at the end of his live stream. So this was his statement. Let's check it out. Let me see if I can make this. I don't know if I can make this bigger. Let me see. No, that's pretty much as big. Okay. So it says, last night after my stream went offline, my cozy channel was hijacked by a known hacker purporting to represent my IDF unit 8200. The hacker targeted a vulnerability in the web app that my team uses to automatically stream the looped pre-show intro lobby of my stream on Cozy. This is why the hacked material, which was streamed, did not appear live on Rumble or in the replay of the VOD on either Rumble or Cozy. If the material originated from my OBS stream software like my show does, it would have appeared on both platforms during the live stream and also on the videos. Instead, the hacked material was broadcast only on Cozy and did not appear in a replay VOD on either site because it was broadcast from a web app which automatically streams a playlist of videos exclusively on Cozy before I begin streaming my show. The hacker exploited a vulnerability in the web app to gain access and create multiple playlists of pornographic videos which he streamed on my Cozy channel after my stream went offline. He included messages in the title of each playlist offering money to my development team to leak information to him. He also included his Telegram handle in those messages and a watermark overlaid on the pornographic material he streamed on the channel. The name of the Telegram account was recently changed to Am Israeli Chai in Hebrew, but was originally called something else and is most likely not Israeli intelligence. This is evidence that the hacker has been involved in similar attacks against other streamers and online communities over the past several years. Since the hack, my development team has investigated the incident and found that Cozy was unaffected. No data was retrieved and that there was no leak from my team. The hacker targeted a vulnerability in the application used internally to create the automatic lobby. So that's a lot of word salad to say that this wasn't me. You know, this wasn't me. Okay, I got hacked. The old chestnut excuse. I got hacked. So I believe that. I believe that he totally did not get hacked and he was just watching and he got caught. He got caught, unfortunately. But let's loop back. Let's loop back to Myron Gaines at his IRL debate here and defending gay stuff, and then we will also shed some light on the news, on the stuff that Nick said in terms of dating women is gay. A more recent clip.
How is that gay?
Because it's submissive behavior, which means you're gay.
For men and women to be not married, but texting each other all day and watching Disney movies and cuddling together and, you know, playing this sort of game throughout college and then into early adulthood. Will they or won't they? Am I going to get married? Maybe we'll live together.
Nothing wrong with it. Like, you know, if you want to be gay, be gay. Like, I could care less. But they claim that they're not, which makes it even more confusing because they continuously say gay shit. Anyway, she also said Myron immediately stopped what he was doing to jump in and shut it down.
Yes. So on Fresh and Fit, they had Milo and DJ Academics on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and they called Nick Fuentes the F slur. And he's going to play the video right here.
Okay, so first question I'm sure that you guys are asking, who the hell is Milo? I had to look it up myself. So, according to Google's AI, it says there has been a public power struggle and personal animosity between Milo and Nick Fuentes, stemming primarily from their involvement with the Kanye West 2024 presidential campaign in late 2022 and early 2023. I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not know the specifics of the beef when it comes to both Milo and Nick Fuentes, and honestly, I could care less. The only thing that is important here is for us to know that these two have a beef. These two do not like each other. Milo and Nick Fuentes do not f with each other. So this got me thinking, right? If Nick Fuentes and Myron are so close and they're friends, why the hell do you have his op on your show?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, enemy of another enemy is my friend, but Nick is kind of like held up on a pedestal, according to Myron. So why would he have his op on his show? That doesn't really seem very loyal.
That's your friend. If you claim Nick Fuentes is your friend, why the hell are you being chummy with his op? I find it funny because Myron loves to call other people snakes, but looks like he's kind of doing the snake in here. I don't know. But let's look at this clip and let's see how Myron defends his so-called friend, Nick Fuentes. Let's get into it.
He's gonna go good. Bro, look at Tom Brady, bro. Nobody's safe.
Yeah,
nobody. I've been telling people that. Nobody's safe.
In the Bible, King Solomon, right? Known as the wisest man in the world.
Now, Fresh is going to basically open up this can of worms. So let's just listen to Fresh. I know it's tough. We're going to lose a lot of brain cells, but Fresh is going to be one that opens this door, and everybody else is going to kind of like follow suit.
You know what he did? Everything under the sun. Women, money, sex, everything. He gave wisdom after that. How can you teach others We never been through it like that. You can't. So to your point, is it possible to tell somebody what to do if you're not doing the shit?
Do you? Hey, hold on. Before we go any further, I every time Fresh talks, man, he just sucks all of the air out of the room. I don't know what it is about Fresh, but every time he talks, like you just zone the out. Like I really didn't pay attention to anything that he just said.
It's true. I mean, imagine actually being in the studio with Fresh, having to hear that firsthand. I mean, it's one thing to be able to fast forward through whatever Fresh talks, but when you got to be there and live, there's no fast forward button.
And as soon as he stopped talking, I snapped back right into reality. I really don't know what it is. And I promise you, I'm not trying to be mean here. That's just Fresh. Every time he talks, he just sucks all the oxygen out of the room. Like, God damn. Anyway.
Is that whole for Nick Fuentes? That whole for Nick Fuentes? Because he's telling a lot of men how to behave. That'll.
Woo!
He is flicking himself off in his jeans in cars. I spoke to his ex-boyfriend's ex-boyfriend 4 days ago.
Wait, what? Hold on, guys.
Okay, so academics basically came to the revelation. Wait. You spoke to an ex of his ex, so Nick Fuentes is gay, and Myron immediately putting on the cape for Nick Fuentes. He's about to shut it all down. Is that Cabos? He says, this is the first and only live I've ever seen Myron wear a suit on After Hours. You know, that's true. I don't think he normally is wearing the hoodie. So, yeah, I think this is the first too. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it ever. So, yeah.
Guys, please. I'm just saying, does that advice hold for him? Because he's telling a lot of men how to behave.
Look,
getting flipped off in the back.
Let's not mention
Nick Fuentes is gay?
Guys.
Oh, please.
Guys.
They're still talking too. They're just like, Nick Fuentes, like completely forget about Myron whenever he's like trying to shut this whole thing down. And I do believe that suit that Myron's wearing was the same suit that he had in the picture of Why Women Deserve Less. I'm pretty sure about that.
This man is so serious. And you know what? There's obviously no definitive proof that Nick is gay. There are a few things that happen here or there where, you know, people started to look at him sideways. But the fact that he is saying this so confident, oh, please. What? Gay? Is he gay? Yeah, he's gay. Like, his reaction is just so hilarious, man. And if Nick Fuentes really was gay, all jokes aside, I would not be surprised in the slightest, because I don't know if you remember this, and I cannot find the clip for the life of me, but there was a time where Nick was streaming and gay corn popped up.
Yep. We just went through it. I was able to find the source. It's deep in Reddit. So don't worry. I have the sources, and, you know, I'm glad we were able to go through it. And yeah, so we have that context now.
And he said it was like a pop-up or a glitch or something. He
said he got hacked, basically. He got hacked by an Israeli operative.
Some wild-ass excuse. But come on. Come on. Anyway, you already hear Myron trying to shut down the talk about Nick. But my thing is, if you didn't want to talk about Nick, why the hell would you have his nemesis on your show, dummy?
Let's not talk about Nick.
I thought he was like a
out of respect for him. They're friends.
I like they were still talking after Myron was like, hey, we're not going to talk about him. They're like, he's still going.
Let's leave it.
He's my buddy.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. You're good. I understand that you guys have your issues.
He brought it up, so I.
Yeah, but let's, you know.
Out of respect for you for the show,
please,
I'm sorry.
No. You didn't know. You didn't know. I don't know why Fresh asked that, but.
No. I know your friend. I shouldn't have done that.
Kama came back. He says, Marvin loves dressing up for his boys. Absolutely, man. He's going to be dressed to the nines if he knows that there's going to be a white man there. So yeah, I mean, you know, he likes his white zaddies, man.
Are you stupid? It's because Fresh does not what Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was literally the beginning of the end for Fresh and Fit.
It's true. It's very true. After they brought him on, he was the most banned person online, and you know, Fresh and Fit was like, you know what, we're gonna push the walls of this envelope here, and we're gonna have him on. You know, we're gonna get his message out, and look what happened, man. It all came crumbling down after that.
He is literally one of the reasons as to why they started spiraling. They started going down this weird rabbit hole.
And Myron's loyalty would not let him see it any other way. He's like, no, Nick is a good guy. I'm convinced of that. I just think that this is a Matrix attack and we have to fight against it. And when I'm just like, you know, it's that one instance that Fresh was right, where he said we can't have him on, we can't have him on. But of course, that really fell on deaf ears because he has no pull. Fresh has no pull on Fresh and Fit in terms of like who he can have on. And yeah, that was that situation there.
No, it's all good. All good. I like
you
Nick,
shouldn't
I
be
like
friends,
you.
but I know you are.
Talk
about it in another context because they're good friends, and I don't want to.
Nick is a good guy, and I know you guys have had your differences.
He's not a good guy, but they have a friendship that I think we should.
Okay. Yeah.
But gay or straight, we cool with him. Oh, I'm cool with him.
Why?
Gay or straight, I'm cool
Why do
with
you
him.
want to be
That's
cool with a
funny.
white supremacist? In his perfect world, you would not exist. You would not be there.
Yeah, it is wild to me that people still pander to him, to Nick Fuentes, whatever, even though like Nick doesn't, it literally is a one-way street with Nick. Nick doesn't like black people. He doesn't like race mixing. He doesn't really like anybody on there. But if you're like going to be an Uncle Tom and basically like pander to white supremacists as a black person, yeah, I mean, Nick can find a use for you. And he found his use for Myron. And now he doesn't really have any more use for Myron. So he's not losing anything severing this relationship.
He has said this time and time again. He has called himself a Nazi. He has called himself a racist. Why would you like a... You guys are slow, bro. You're slower than ice water. Oh my gosh. Why?
No, I don't know. Actually,
I'm not commenting further out of respect for.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think about you when it comes to sexuality. I'm like, yo, Marlo is a real nigga. That's what I think.
Well, I'm on my way, hopefully, to getting a wife and kids one day.
All right.
I've been celibate.
I like how academics is still talking about this shit. Bruh, read the room, fat ass.
5 years because I didn't want to do the gay stuff anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because it was destroying me, and it was coming with all these other things attached to it that were evil and that were killing me. I just didn't want to live like that anymore.
Huh?
That's what I think.
Well, I'm on my way, hopefully, to getting a wife and kids one day.
All right.
I've been celibate for 5 years because I didn't want to do the gay stuff anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
He said I didn't want to do the gay stuff anymore. So he was previously gay?
So I guess he's a reformed homosexual? Okay.
Guys.
The plot thickens.
Maybe that's why he's so sure that Nick Fuentes is... This is all
It takes one to know one, okay? That's just kind of the unwritten rule right there.
speculation. I don't know, but he sounded really sure. And if he's saying that he was previously gay here, you draw your own conclusions.
Why?
Yeah. Because it was destroying me, and it was coming with all these other things attached to it that were evil and that were...
Pause.
It was hard to sit down.
What was it attached to?
that were killing me. I just didn't want to live like that anymore. You know?
Wow.
All right.
That shit got awkward so fast. It got so awkward. Okay. Anyway, I found a clip. I think this was after that show, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong here. But somebody asked Myron a very interesting question during one of his own live streams. And
yeah, on the debrief, someone basically sent in a super chat to Myron about Nick Fuentes, and we'll see how he dodges this.
Just take a look.
Nate GSD, are you gonna
apologize to Nick?
Silence. Silence. I've never seen Myron be that silent. Usually when someone asks him a question, he's quick. Silence. Got to be careful when you talking about your zaddy.
This is Myron's loyalty on full display right here. He's going to parse out his words and everything. Let's see how he reacts. This is most people don't see this side of Myron because this is like he is in full protection mode of Nick Fuentes. And if there is a beef, which, there is a beef that is happening between them. And there's also a beef that's happening between Saint the Sinner and Myron. Saint the Sinner is going to basically do a 5-part series on Fresh and Fit. He's already said that he's going to do it. And anybody that comments to Myron's stream about Saint the Sinner, he will not read it. It doesn't matter if it's $100 super chat or $1,000 super chat. He will not. He'll start reading it and then he'll see what it says and he won't finish it. He will skip to the next one because whatever happened between him and Saint the Sinner, he doesn't want to talk about it. But I'm pretty sure we'll get some info on it down the line. Kava came back. He says, remember that girl you covered who was talking about Andrew Wilson? She made a video on Myron and Nick. I think she's basically covering what you're talking about. I haven't seen it yet. Well, you know, we can go to that after this, man. If you don't mind.
Woo!
That was just like 10 silent seconds of this is what I'm going to say. Look how he's going to... Here we go.
Apologize for what?
A few moments later.
Milo gave gangsters Nick's docs and paid them to assault him and his family, which resulted in dad getting into armed standoff receipts. Interesting. Okay, Mike, let me ask you a question, bro. What happened on Thanksgiving? Answer me that question. What happened at Thanksgiving?
So I heard him say that, and I was like, what the hell does he mean? What happened on Thanksgiving? That's a great question.
Basically, there was a meeting between Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, and Kanye West, and they didn't invite Myron, pretty much.
What happened on Thanksgiving? So I started digging into the comments a little more, right? And apparently, Nick Fuentes, Sneeko, and Ye had Thanksgiving together, supposedly. And Myron was not there. And somebody responded to that video and tweeted this: "You won't invite me to meet Ye? I'm working with Milo now." I do not know if this is the exact reason as to why Myron is saying he won't apologize to Nick Fuentes, but I cannot draw any other conclusion here because he said what happened on Thanksgiving. Unless something else happened, I don't know. He said what happened on Thanksgiving, and multiple people are saying that Sneeko, Ye, and Nick had Thanksgiving together.
I just remembered, you know, Sneeko has the reputation of being a cuck. Kanye had a song about being a cuck, and Nick Fuentes thinks dating women is gay. So, I mean, it kind of seems like that was kind of a cuck Thanksgiving, if you will. And Myron was just like, hey, why are the boys getting together without me? Why am I being left out to dry here? Yeah, I can see how he's a little annoyed by that. So what does he do? He invites Nick's op on the show. For whatever reason, he could have had anybody on the show, but he's like, look, we'll go ahead and have Milo on the show, and, you know, we'll chop it up. You know, we'll chop it up a bit.
And he obviously wasn't there. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But let me just say this. For somebody to constantly call everything gay, you are exuding very feminine behavior, my friend. Gay. Very feminine behavior.
It's like Myron is a professional or an expert on what is gay. He used to say, that's gay, this is gay, you know, eating pussy's gay, dating women's gay, living with your girl is gay, you know, buying things for your girl, taking your girl out is gay, kissing a girl in public is gay, and all this stuff. So it's just like, dude, you seem to know a lot about what's gay, you know? And you know, it's one of those things that nobody ever called him out for, but no, it's true. Myron is the expert on what is gay, and now Nick is also coming out on what is gay. Coming out, no pun intended. Pun intended, yeah, absolutely. I'll take that one.
Bitch, how dare you? How dare you not invite me to the goddamn Thanksgiving dinner with Ye and Sneeko? Bitch, how fucking dare you? I'ma pull your tracks out when I see you, bitch. You supposed to be my friend. Don't y'all think that's a little feminine? To be upset that you were not invited to a Thanksgiving dinner? Guys, I have to stay up on this situation because I have a feeling that Nick Fuentes is about to cook this man Myron. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree with anything that I said? Do you disagree? Please do me a favor, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said before, do not forget to share, like, and subscribe. It really helps out with the channel. Don't forget to hype the video. Make sure that you join the Discord.
Shout out to Watts TV for covering this, because I kind of knew that Nick was gay. But it's just like the more breadcrumbs we find, it's just like a breadcrumb trail of gayness that, you know, is going to eventually come to a point where, like, of course, you know, the fact that he comes out, it's like, of course, everybody knew, but nobody cared. You know, it's going to be one of those situations. It's going to be like a Myron Gaines type situation. So, do you know that, okay, remember the girl that you covered who was talking about Andrew Wilson? She made a video on Myron and Nick. So was that, well, I kind of think, was that name Charlie? Was her name Charlie? I'm trying to think. Charlie? And then we'll do Myron, Nick? Maybe that will pull it up. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. Who was the name of the girl? The one that was... Oh, Tree of Logic. Thank you. Not Charlie. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay, Myron Gaines portrays Nick Fuentes by allowing Milo to do this. This is probably the one you're talking about. Just Tree, my bad. Yeah, this is it.
What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com.
I was trying to find this image the other day of Jew Myron in his little... He does this little hand gesture whenever he plays the Jewish music, and you got Nick Fuentes with his little cat ears and the America First, but it says anal. Oh man, these guys.
Welcome to my channel.
I love the internet, man. It's undefeated. Let's see what she has to say.
Channel Just Tree 411, and oh boy, do I have a good video.
Shout out to Tree of Logic, man. She's always coming with the smoke, dude, and she comes with the research as well. So I mean, this is all good stuff
for you all today.
Wait, I just read the shirt that Nick Fuentes says. It says, "Having sex with women is gay." It's so topical, it's so quick, and it's completely like the internet winning once again.
And looks like there's trouble in paradise between Nick Fuentes and Myron Gaines, aka Amaru Fuddle. All right. So let me go ahead and get right into it. So 2 weeks ago, someone gave a super chat to Nick Fuentes on his show, asking him about Gary, which is Fresh and Fit's manager. Okay, Maximum Prime, I think that's what his Twitter handle is. I'm not so sure. But anyway, they gave him...
I just thought about the whole Maximum Prime. Like, I'm guessing he's equating like Prime, Superior, like to prime numbers, you know? Like, because, you know, Gary is all about numbers, whatever. So it just, that kind of tracks that he would go with the tagline Maximum Prime. That's... Yeah, I just figured that out.
Chat asking about this guy, and Nick did not like it that this guy is going after his sister, going after his mom. But I'll let the video play so you can see what his response to in reference to Fresh and Fit's manager, who happens to be Jewish.
Oh, Gary. Yeah, well, I said that to Myron. I told Myron, I said, I don't like that you hang with people that are talking about my family and are Jewish, and he knows how I feel about that. And I told him, like, it's hard for me to work with you if that's going to be the case, you know? And I'm not trying to say, oh, anyone that has a problem with me, but it's like, these are people that go after my family. These are people that go after my family. They go after me physically. And I go, yeah, you know, it's hard for me to actually work with you if that's going to be the case. So, you know, and I made that clear to Myron, and so that's just how it has to be, I guess, you know. And here's why, you know, and I don't want some big drama. I like Myron. Myron's a good guy, smart guy, everything like that. But, you know, I know a real friend is not going to hang. If you're really my friend, you're not going to hang with somebody that's attacking my family. You know, that's beyond the pale. You can attack me. You can say whatever you want about me. I got a thick skin and I'm in the arena. But, you know, somebody that's going after your family, that's where you got to draw a line. And you either got to tell your homeboy, knock it off, or, I mean, are we really friends? So, yeah.
So maybe that whole thing with Gary saying all that crap about Nick Fuentes, and then, you know, Nick cutting off the communication from Myron, you know, saying like, hey, I don't know if we can work together anymore. You know, I think it just lit a fire in Myron, you know, and he's just like, look, I'm going to go scorch earth, man. Let me find Nick's #1 op and let me bring him on after hours, and let's just chop it up. And I'm sure Nick will get a kick out of that. So maybe Myron isn't as loyal as we thought.
I don't like it either. I think it's bull. But I don't like to turn everything into a big public drama. But yeah, it's not cool.
But you're going to turn it into some drama. Trust me, Nick is messy, but I will defend him on this. I don't like Nick Fuentes. Actually, I don't like Gary, Nick Fuentes. I don't even like the Fresh and Fit guys, but I do have to defend Nick Fuentes because Gary did bring Nick Fuentes' sister into the fight, and I think that's lowbrow. I think that's uncalled for. Like, leave people's family members that are not public figures out of the fight. I don't like Nick Fuentes, but his sister has nothing to do with his politics.
Yeah, so Max Prime, Gary, the numbers guy, said Nick's sister, I will pay for the wedding, $100K to any man, Jewish, Muslim, black, that puts a baby in her. Troll of the century. Nick deserves it. That's crazy, man. That's wild.
So this is what Gary posted on his Twitter account. He says, "This is Nick's sister. I will pay for the wedding. $100K for any man, Jewish, Muslim, black, that puts a baby in her. Troll of the century. Nick deserves it." And I'm not going to scroll down because he literally doxed Nick's sister. Below is a picture of Nick and his sister and the names of both Nick and his sister. We already know what.
That's just slimy, man. It's like Gary is so reckless out here in these YouTube internet streets. And, yeah, it's like he just has no filter, whatever. Like he has no, he thinks he's trying to be like bigger than Fresh and Fit, basically, out here doing his part, pulling his weight. And yeah, dude, it's just like, what's the angle of this? Like he's making enemies out of people that Myron puts on a pedestal. It doesn't really make sense. It's like, we know that Myron is going to pretty much cave to Gary because, Gary is kind of the manager. I don't know if Myron would ever just fire Gary outright for the way he's behaving like this. It just doesn't really make sense to me.
Nick's name is, but I think to put her name down there is just really uncalled for. That's just doxing. Why do that? Why sink that low? And so this is what Nick is talking about when he says, including people that's part of your family. Now,
Coke Betty says, Gary acts like an edgy 16-year-old kid. I know, dude. It's like I don't watch the 305 podcast with basically Fresh's podcast. I do see clips basically of Gary kind of like hosting the whole thing and saying all this edgy shit, just shouting at the top of his lungs, whatever, while, Fresh is sitting over there turning on the view bot and stuff. And yeah, it's just like he just wants to be the center of attention all the time. And it's just really weird. It's very, very strange behavior. But I think that's what happens when you get around a bunch of like simps and incels and guys that pay for box and racists and stuff like that. You just kind of develop like their personality and stuff. Like it's not evolved at all. It's just internet troll. Yes. And yeah, I think they know that, controversy will turn into clicks and engagement. And I mean, it's making them look bad in the end.
Now, fast forward to yesterday, because right now, when you guys get this video, it's going to be December the 5th. So yesterday on December the 4th on After Hours, Milo was a special guest, and you knew he was going to get messy and petty. And the Goipers went crazy going after Myron, okay? They created a hashtag called
Deport Myron. Oh man, it's gonna go back to our conversation we had a couple live streams back, about people that think that all Muslims are just guests in the country. Even Myron believes this, and yeah, it's super hilarious that now the Groypers are now turning on Myron, saying just get him out of here, okay? Because now he's made himself an op now. So Cheetos Ghost came back. He says social adaptation. Adoption. Social adoption? Social adoption. I don't know. Social adoption? You might have to explain that one.
Deport Myron. As a matter of fact, if you go and put this hashtag into the search bar of Twitter, you're going to see a whole lot of deport Myrons, a lot of racial slurs.
Dude, everybody's getting in on that, I bet. The FBAs are probably getting in on that, you got to go settle your country and stuff. sit along what's going on there. I'm pretty sure, a lot of the feminists and stuff are probably jumping on the deport Myron thing. I mean, anybody you can think of, anybody that used to work for Fresh and Fit are probably, go ahead and deport Myron, man. A lot of bad blood from this Fresh and Fit podcast, dude.
A lot of racial memes against Sudanese, people, African people. It was a mess because they hate Milo and Milo hates Nick. And so the Grapers were like, why are you having Nick's enemy onto your show? And as you can see right here, guess what? Myron deleted it. Yeah, look, this is I wish I had got the original link so you could see all of the hate that he got towards that tweet, this tweet right here where he was promoting.
Didn't Myron say that he's a free speech absolutist? So he will fight for free speech even if it's something he doesn't agree with. So why is he deleting comments? It kind of seems like he's not really holding up to that ideal anymore.
The live stream, but since he deleted it and I didn't have the link already in my browser, I can't get it, but this is basically what's left of it. And as you can see, it says deport Myron, and this is the link to
deport Myron, even if he deleted it.
The promo video where Myron was promoting the girls as well as Milo as a guest. And as you can see, deport Myron, even if he deleted it. He deleted the VOD. LeMayo deleted LOL. So yeah, Myron is a coward. He basically cucked under pressure, and I mean,
Nick Fuentes is he holds him in a very high regard. Okay, so I mean, this is definitely something that's very personal behind him, and he can't really afford to have the image of a disloyal friend if he still considers them friends even after all of this.
Like, dag, so you mean to tell me when a group of white men come from Myron, he can go, yes, Massels, yes, sir. I'll stop it. I'll basically delete it for you. Now, let me tell you something. Milo is petty. Milo is messy. And I knew as soon as my assistant Lily sent me, by the way, shout outs to Lily. Lily is the one that basically informed me of all of this, including the link to the video. She sent me the link and she was like, girl, Tree, you're going to love this. And so let me just pass on the goodness. Here we have DJ Academics, who's playing stupid, acting surprised that Milo accused Nick of being gay. And this whole entire clip is hilarious. But I just want to say one thing. Myron, I thought you was for free speech.
Exactly. That's literally what I just said. And, you can delete VODs, you can delete posts and stuff like that, but there's going to be people that are going to screen grab it, okay? And you can't delete their posts. You can only mass report it or try to get somebody to report it, but people are always going to re-upload. So it's like, you got to be careful what you post out there. I mean, a lot of these guys are just kind of acting emotional and doing things, and then they realize, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But, Myron, everything to him is content, but now he's like trying to backtrack because he has a very special relationship with Nick Fuentes.
Why did you shut down Milo's speech? Why did you prevent Milo from speaking his truth? See, this is what I'm saying. These guys are nothing but hypocrites. But without further ado, let's play the clip because let me tell you something. It is everything you thought it would be and then some.
And we've already seen this, but we'll watch it one more time just so it really sinks in.
Look at Tom Brady, bro. Nobody's safe.
Yeah,
nobody. I've been telling people that.
Real quick,
nobody's safe.
In the Bible, King Solomon, right, known as the wisest man in the world. Mm-hmm. You know what he did? Everything under the sun. Women, money, sex, everything. He gave wisdom after that. How can you teach others when you've never been through it like that? You can't. So to your...
Hey, coconuts. Pugsy. Fresh. I thought you was still taking speech therapy. I really didn't understand what he was talking about. It wasn't until I replayed this entire clip 4 times that I got an understanding of what the hell he was talking about. So you making all this money and you refuse to continue your speech therapy sessions? I
mean, when you can pay for box, man, you got hookers and whores and porn stars and stuff like that. Yeah, man, it's like just pay a little bit of money, you can eat their box, man. It's like, come on now. It's like he doesn't have to self-improve if women are willing to take his money. Come on now.
It's a shame.
Money, sex, everything. He gave wisdom after that. How can you teach others? We'd have been.
Damn, Fresh is getting roasted by everyone. Dude, I mean, it might be my algorithm because I roasted Fresh, so now I'm just being bombarded with people that roast Fresh. I just happen to see it first, okay? I mean, it is what it is, man. But, yo, Fresh, he catches strays all the time, even in stuff that doesn't really concern him.
Do it like that. You can't. So to your point, is it possible to tell somebody what to do if you're not doing the shit?
I still don't know what this means. I've seen it twice now on stream, and I can't tell you what Fresh just said.
Is that whole for Nick Fuentes? That whole for Nick Fuentes? Because he's telling a lot of men how to behave. He is flicking himself off in his jeans in cars. I spoke to his ex-boyfriend's ex-boyfriend 4 days ago.
Wait, what? Hold on. Guys.
Please.
Look at
Oh, please. Like, come on now. Like, it's so obvious. And it's one of those things, if you're not plugged in, you haven't really followed the breadcrumbs of gayness, man. Yeah, it's going to come to a surprise to you like academics. He's going to have to say it out loud to actually, like, now it's in his brain now. He's now been awakened.
Look at DJ Academics. Nick Fuentes is gay. This is what I'm saying, ladies. These men wouldn't know a gay man if he was behind them pegging them, okay? This is what I'm saying. Like, I bet you...
Those girls look so bored, too. Like, they really got nothing for this whole thing.
Academics think Myron is straight, okay? He literally probably think that Myron is straight. We all know that Myron Gaines is a homosexual, all right? So, yeah, of course, gay Myron gonna take up for his gay buddy, Nick, because he's already in hot water because he refused to fire his Jewish manager. But let me just rewind that part. Look at DJ Academics talking about something. Nick Fuentes is gay?
To his ex-boyfriend's ex-boyfriend 4 days ago.
Wait, what? Hold on. Guys.
Please. I'm just saying, does that advice hold for him? Because he's telling a lot of men how to behave.
Look,
getting flicked off in the back.
Let's not mention
Nick. Nick Fuentes is gay?
Guys.
Oh, please.
Guys.
Oh, please. You have no idea? It's just like, it's so obvious. But I mean, I guess when you, maybe DJ Academics is just like, he just takes everything on the surface and he doesn't believe what other people say. He doesn't follow the trail. He just kind of marches to the beat of his own drum. Maybe that's what it is.
Let's not talk about Nick.
I thought he was like a...
Come on, guys.
Out of respect for him, they're friends. Let's leave it.
He's my buddy.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Cabo came back. He says, I feel like the girls always make those faces, especially when Myron starts talking about geopolitics on the show. Absolutely. Like, there's literally nothing for them to comment on because it's just completely out of their wheelhouse. Like, they have no idea what any of this is, and they're just bored. They're completely bored. They're just background figures, you know? It's just, they're like, where are we here? Like, what are we talking about here?
No, you're good. I understand that you guys have your issues.
He brought it up, so I...
Yeah, but let's,
out of respect for you for the show,
please,
I'm sorry.
No, you didn't know. I don't know why Fresh asked that, but...
No, I know you're friends. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I like
you
Nick,
shouldn't
I
be
like
friends,
you.
but I know you are.
He believes in a nuclear family. Like, I might get missed on some words.
Maybe
here.
we'll talk about it
okay.
in another context. Because
Wait a minute.
Nick Fuentes believes in a nuclear family. Okay.
Does not believe in a nuclear family.
That's news to me.
Because Nick doesn't like women.
Yeah, dating women is gay, according to Nick and Myron.
Nick refused to get married because he thinks that having sex with women is gay. What are you talking about, DJ Academics? Catch up with the class. Oh my God.
Missed on some words.
Maybe
here.
we'll talk about it
okay.
in another context because they're good friends and I don't want to.
Nick is a good guy and I know you guys have had your differences.
He's not a good guy, but they have a friendship that I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
But gay or straight, we cool with him. Oh, I'm cool with him. Oh, I don't know him. Actually,
I'm not commenting further out of respect for.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think about you when it comes to sexuality. I'm like, yo, Marlo is a real. That's what I think.
Well, I'm on my way, hopefully, to getting a wife and kids one day.
All right.
I've been celibate for 5 years because I didn't want to do the gay stuff anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because it was destroying me, and it was coming with all these other things attached to it that were evil and that were killing me. I just didn't want to live like that anymore. You know?
DJ Academics just called him a real N-word. You know, he's just like, he's real, man. He has no filter. He's real, man. And that's something to respect. And then he's just like, yeah, you know, maybe I'm on my way to have a wife and kids one day. You know, I'm done with doing, you know, the homosexual lifestyle. That's what he said. And he's just like, you know, it's just funny. It's funny that now DJ Academics is like eating his words. He's like, well, maybe you're not real because I didn't know that.
All right.
Oh my God.
Just for DJ Academics, it's like revelation upon revelation. He's like, I didn't know Nick was gay. And he's like, whoa, you're gay too? Like, holy shit. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
The third revelation would be like, yeah, Myron's gay too.
This was so great. Hold on. So there's several things I want to say. Now, notice how when Milo is calling Nick a gay slur, Myron is ready to shut it down. But if Milo was to go against the girls or call the girls hoes, Myron would let that rip. You can call the women all kind of...
Cook Vinny came back. He says, look up Celery by FND Films. That's definitely Nick and Myron. I'm scared, man, because, you know, some of these clips that you tell me to look up, man, I have to end up clipping it out of the live stream later. Is it safe? That's going to be my first question to you, Coke Benny. Is it safe? Let me know.
Derogatory names. As a matter of fact, he will let anybody call black people all kind of racial slurs, racial epithets, the hard R, anything, make monkey noise, this, that, and the other. But call his friend Nick Fuentes an F slur, accuse him of being gay, he shut it down. He got the call. He got the call, y'all. Myron got the call.
Oh, man. Coke Betty came back. He says, it's safe enough. All right. I'll trust you, but if it has to end up getting clipped, it is what it is, man.
Shut it down. Shut it down. So this is what I'm saying. The hypocrisy is amazing that Myron will let anybody say anything derogatory about Muslims, blacks, women, anybody except for white people. You can't go in there and slam white people, okay? So you can't.
That's his whole audience he's trying to pander to, you know? That's the audience that he's pivoted into. So if you go against that, yeah, I mean, especially the Groypers, man, like, Myron knew what he was doing inviting Milo on the show. He knew what waves that was going to create, but he didn't realize how it was going to make waves. And now he's definitely regretting it. He's definitely regretting that decision.
And white people, you can't talk bad against white people, and you can't talk bad.
And Myron is always the kind of man that's going to be submissive to any white man that's in the room. You know, he's going to let the man talk, unless he's talking about another white man that he's personally close with. That's where he has to draw the line.
About his homosexual friend, Nick Fuentes, okay? Because he's already in hot water with Nick because he refused to fire his Jewish manager, Gary. So he got the call. Boy, they got mad when Milo brought this up. And of course, people were talking about, let's unfollow him. Let's basically boycott him and blah, 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 wham, wham, wham. And this is what I want you all to understand is that these people are such big hypocrites, especially Myron Gaines, who's a homosexual himself. Okay. So here's my question. If Nicholas Fuentes is not gay, why not bring the arguments to Milo to actually debunk what Milo is saying? Or maybe you know that Milo is telling the truth, okay? Because let's not forget, Milo and Nick Fuentes were best friends for many years. So Milo knows Nick better than Myron. But Myron knew he couldn't shut
Gabo came back. He said, that one picture Myron never explained. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, you go to a concert with your boys and stuff. It's not gay to hug a person from behind the back and kiss them on the cheek, you know, and be like, yo, I'm having a good time, man. Boys being boys. Like, it's not gay. is just, you know, two men embracing each other in a moment. You know, they're working towards the same goal. You guys don't know because you haven't been in the military or law enforcement, okay? You guys don't understand. It's not gay. It's just boys being boys. So, I mean, it's not gay. It's super gay.
Milo down. Myron knew he could not debate the issue with Milo. Myron knew he couldn't debunk what Milo was saying, and Myron knew he couldn't challenge the facts about Nick Fuentes' sexuality. But if anybody on that podcast has a PhD in studying Nick Fuentes from personal experience, it would be Milo. So once again, we uncover the hypocrisy of the red pill losers of Fresh and Fit. So let me know what you think. Do you agree? If Nick is not gay...
This picture of Myron here is the smoking gun. This is something that he will not explain, and he probably will never explain. But it's just, he's just like, look, man, he's like, you guys don't understand. You guys probably didn't play sports, so you don't know anything about man-on-man action. You know, you just look at it as gay because, you know, you just didn't play sports. You know, you weren't athletic enough. You know, he's like, I was a Division I athlete in college. All right, you know, it wasn't gay. It was just boys being boys, man. So we just don't understand, man. We're just oh man, it's so funny because when Myron like gets thrown at these pictures or the pictures are brought up or anything else, you know, the picture where he's in the bed with Eric and, you know, Eric is embracing him while he's giving him a shave and he's sitting back in him, leaning back on him, you know, in a booth and stuff. He's just like, you know, it's like, it's just, it's just, you guys have no idea, you know? I can tell you guys haven't played sports. He completely just cannot like answer to it. It's just so funny. And no, I think it's funny. He always comes back with this heterosexual spiel. It always lasts for like 3 to 4 minutes. And it's just like, it's always the same thing. It's like a script that he wrote and he just is not diverting from it because he knows that is the only way he can explain himself. But it still leaves things just enough ambiguous that people just kind of give up and be like, okay, well, we still think you're a little sus. And you still didn't answer our question. You kind of went all around it and talked about everything else, but we're not convinced at the end of the day. But, you know, Myron will be like, okay, I've covered that. We can move on now. When it's just like, well, you didn't really cover it all, but we're going to let you think that. Teen Toast Ghost came back. He says, it's either the truth or they believe it's beneath them. Yeah. The thing is, like, yeah, Myron has said that even if he was gay, wouldn't it be like, what else would you guys have to say? And I'm like, well, hold on. What do you mean? What if you were gay? Like, it's one of those things that's like, you have to stand 10 toes down if you're not gay and really plead your case here because you have so much evidence that's built up against you, you know? And yeah, you keep saying that it's all about boys being boys and it's not about, you know, man-on-man action stuff, but everything that you preach to young men is just keeping them single, you know? Like, your tactics don't work because you really don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know how to pay for box, you know how to go for girls that are easy, you know how to get them drunk so you can take advantage of them, but you don't really have any real game whatsoever. You don't know how to text. You're triple text Myron, for God's sakes, okay? You're thirsty, you have this interrogation game, and it just doesn't work, you know? So it's like, you're trying to sell courses. I get it. You're trying to sell, maybe not so much anymore. He doesn't really care about that anymore. But when he was trying to build the platform, he was selling courses on how to, you know, how to approach women and all that stuff. It's like, did anybody really have any real success from any of that? I don't think so.
Wouldn't Myron debate Milo about it instead of shutting him down? Also, what happened about this free speech? Myron is always crying about free speech, free speech.
He's a free speech absolutist. You know, he is willing to defend your right to say whatever you want, even if it's against him. He still wants to fight for your right to be able to say that stuff. That's something that we all know from Myron. And that's why he defends Nick so much and his views and stuff, because he's like, look, I'm going to give him a platform to say whatever he wants because I'm a free speech absolutist. And look how it's backfired. And now he's backtracking and now he's deleting posts. And it's just very wishy-washy. Cook Manny came back. He says, as a blue collar worker, I've had my share of boys being boys moments, but we've never crossed the line by kissing another dude. You never, tuck your friend in at night, give him a little smooch and, be like, night, man. Oh, man. That's the thing, man. It's just, you got to play at a professional level, it's one thing to be, a blue collar worker, but you got to be, a certified electrician if you really want to know what Myron's talking about. You can be certified, you can have all your papers and stuff like that, but you need time in, you need a lot of experience and stuff. And, you just now started this, whole career as an electrician and stuff, man. Give it time, and you'll finally see, what Myron's talking about. Maybe over time, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe it's all bullshit.
But you shut down Milo's free speech. That's odd. And one more thing. Why was Myron in a suit and tie? Does he think that when ICE come into the building, they know to skip him because he's in a suit and tie?
Now, let's freeze frame this real quick. Let's go to why Myron deserves... Oh, sorry, no, why, not why Myron deserves fresh. That's my book. It's why women deserve less. Not deserve respect. What? Google. Why would you do that? Deserve less. Let's go to the images. Now, I want to say there is a photo. There it is. So this has got to be the same. Oops. This has got to be the same image. Look at this. That's got to be the same suit and everything, isn't it? He looks like a sports announcer with that suit. No, I mean, definitely. Unfortunately, Myron will never be a sports announcer because he thinks sports, watching sports is dumb, stupid, and you're part of the herd mentality if you watch sports. So he's very against that. So even though he looks like it, he definitely would never do it in real life. But yeah, so this right here, this has got to be the same suit, the same combination, tie, and everything like that. This is his favorite suit. Okay. This is all. It is the same suit, same tie, and everything. Holy shit! Oh man, I knew that looked familiar. I knew it.
So confusing with one of the Somalians. That really surprised me because I was like, why is Myron in a suit and tie? I don't understand this. But anyway,
he dressed up for his white zaddy. That's what that is. That's what I'm chalking it up for.
It is what it is. Again, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, taters.
Shout out to Tree of Logic, man, for stepping on their necks, man, and keeping her foot on their necks. It's always a good watch. What else is there? I got some more. Let's go back to Reddit. Back to old Reddit, because I have some more stuff saved for you guys. Let me delete all these extra tabs here. Even though everything's been updated on my computer, I don't want to risk shutting down whatever. So let's go back. Go to the stuff that I saved, because I'm always saving stuff for you guys. There we go. Walter fails horribly again by cheating to beat a girl in an arm wrestling match. Now, I mean, what screams masculinity like arm wrestling a girl and beating her? It's this right here.
2, 1, go!
He's letting me win.
Oh my god,
Yo, you're
so
strong.
Yo,
One of their arms pops. Hey, look at that muscle!
Myra, look at Fresh. Put your elbow down.
He cheated. He got his elbow off the table first. He took his elbow off the table first. He cheated.
I was playing with her.
What do you mean?
No, I could end it earlier, but nah. You tried, man? No, I was kidding. I tried.
Aww.
But no, she did well. She did well.
Not a proud moment. This is another L for Fresh, unfortunately. He just can't do anything the right way. I mean, if he had lost that arm wrestling match, that would look horrible, so he had to cheat. You guys got to understand. He has an image to uphold. he can't appear weak in front of all these women. Okay. The Fresh and Henny show? Holy moly, dude. They finally did it. The Fresh and Henny show. I can't believe it. Definitely missed this one. Chris checks Walter on his divorce and hits Walter with the stupid sound effect. I saw this earlier, and I think it's worth watching because it's very rare whenever... Well, it's not that rare when we see Chris go up against Fresh. I enjoy it very much.
See, in life, you can make choices, right? I choose to be
You're
what I want to
choosing.
be. Like yourself.
Choose peace.
Choose to be outside. I choose to be single.
Choose peace. Choose to be aside. It's
I mean,
crazy.
Fresh, but one time you was married, though, nigga.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, divorced?
Nigga,
Okay.
Well, of course, what was that?
Separated?
I'm just saying, like you're married, and then you learn your lesson.
So then why say it's about like his age?
What's the
Well,
point of
it
that?
takes a lot of time to
The guy's
find
retarded?
a partner who's worthwhile in order to make that
fair.
commitment of,
It's like, I love the infighting, dude. It's like, Chris knows that Fresh ain't shit. It's so good. So I saw this one. This one is called The Female Myron, 10 Lies That Women Tell Men Every Day. I thought this was something worth watching, something that we could probably dissect a little bit. And maybe you guys have heard these lies from women. You guys let me know.
Here are the 10 most common lies women tell men every single day. Number 1, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now.
That's a hoe. If a woman tells you that, she's trying to keep her options open. She's not ready to settle down because she still has a lot more of the cock carousel to ride. So that's what that means.
Translation, I'm not ready for a relationship with you. When she actually meets the guy she wants, she will clear her schedule. She will move cities and introduce him to mom in 72 hours. If she's confused about you, I'm sorry, but you were never the prize. Number 2, I want a nice, good guy. No, biggest lie in modern dating. Nice equals spine.
She wants a spineless simp, basically, that she can control, get resources out of, and just kind of have it her way.
Spineless in her world. She wants the guy who can say no, who has boundaries, and who isn't terrified of upsetting her. That's why the she cries about still gets her wet, while the nice guy gets friend-zoned into oblivion. Number
Kind of loops us back to the whole Akaash situation a little bit, It's like she doesn't find him sexually attractive. He's definitely a beta in her eyes. And at this point, they're kind of just like friends, Like not really friends, not like real friends, but just like he's kind of friend zoned by her, Like she doesn't really see him romantically, but she's going to keep him around because he gets her nice, shiny things.
3, he's just a friend. Sorry, no, there's no such thing as platonic male best friends who aren't secretly in love with her. He is an orbiter, a backup plan, a vulture circling ahead. Men don't invest time, attention, and emotional labor into women they aren't trying to sleep with. So never ignore the friend. Number 4.
Unless the man is gay. If you got the gay best friend, that can exist. I've seen it happen, but in terms of like straight male friends, yeah, there's usually kind of like a friend zone situation where the guy probably confessed his feelings towards her and it wasn't reciprocated, or maybe she was in a relationship already. So she's like, we can still be friends though. And he's just like, you know what? I'll settle for that because he doesn't have any self-respect for himself. So yeah, that does exist.
Money doesn't matter to me. It matters more than she will ever admit. She doesn't need you to be filthy rich, but she needs you to be resourceful. Women are hardwired to choose the man who can protect and provide for her. So stay broke and watch how that fast love turns into, I need space. Number 5.
Yeah, nobody wants struggle love. That makes sense, I mean, she doesn't want... Well, how does the Kanye line go? I don't want to butcher it. She didn't say she was a gold digger, but she's not messing with no broke N-word.
I've only slept with 4 guys. Take whatever number she gives you and add 5 to 10 minimum. That math never adds up because the truth will make her feel judged. Hi, my.
Well, there you go. I guess if we were to apply that to Jasleen Singh, she said that she messed around with 2 guys. Well, no, I'm sorry. She didn't mess around with 2 guys. I'm so sorry. She flirted and kissed 2 guys that she had on her roster. She has 2 butthole stories, one from a guy from Tinder, and then she also had another guy that went down to her. We don't know if these are the same guys or not. We never got confirmation on that. Maybe we could hook her up to a polygraph test and find out. But, you know, if we're going off with this lady saying, we're going to have to add some more to that number, and we might get closer to the actual number.
Village usually means higher chaos. Number 6, my past doesn't matter. I've evolved. I've changed. Your past.
Or it never happened. If you regret it that much, it might be easier to be like, yeah, it just never happened. I'm a virgin, you know? Let's get married.
Is the best predictor of your future. If her history is a dumpster fire of cheating, drama, and broken men, guess who's getting burned next? You are, my friend. People don't change unless the pain of staying the same is worse than the pain of growth. Number 7, oh, I didn't see your texts. I'm sorry. She lives on that phone like it's an oxygen tank. She saw it. She ignored it. Number 8.
That tracks. You know, being left on scene is a very common thing. And, you know, it's the quickest indicator of whether a girl really cares about you or not, you know? I feel bad for a lot of guys that end up being like triple text Myron, and they just come off as thirsty because they don't really know how to just kind of act like they don't care.
I want a guy who's vulnerable and cries with me. She wants a man who's strong enough to hold space when she cries. She doesn't want you sobbing on her shoulder at 2 a.m. because your feelings got hurt. Number 9, I don't know what I want.
And I think the whole feelings thing, I think that at least in the whole Jasleen Akaash situation, I think she is trying to just break him down to where he is just gonna forcibly divorce, you know. But now that she's seeing that he's kind of just attached to her and there's just nothing that she can do, you know, she might have to be the one to pull the trigger on the relationship rather than trying to make him do it, because he's already kind of defeated in this whole situation.
She knows exactly what the hell she wants. She just doesn't want you to know that you're not it. This is a test. Weak men chase clarity. Strong men walk away. And number 10.
That's a good point there, actually. I mean, if Akaash was smart about his situation and realized what the situation was and had a little bit of self-respect for himself, he would walk away and not give a crap what happens to her in terms of her financial situation, because we've already seen what Jasleen has said. Please don't leave me because my credit is so messed up and I'd probably have to start an OnlyFans, whatever, to even things out. So yeah, I mean, at least she has a game plan if the marriage does dissolve.
And I'm not like the other girls, I promise. Every girl who says this is exactly like the rest.
She said she was a virgin. She said she was a virgin, and he believed her. So yeah, that kind of relates to that point that she's not like all the other girls, you know? She happens to look like how she does, but yeah, she saved herself. She saved herself for marriage, just like you.
Biologically wired to chase strength, status, and leadership. The second you believe her unicorn story is the second she loses respect. Stop listening to her words. Start watching her actions. Words are free. Behavior costs something. That's why behavior is where truth hides. Which lie hurt you the most? Drop your number down below. Here are the 10.
Dude, I mean, I will definitely say that, you know, women will tell on themselves. You just have to be able to hold together the facts that has been said. And what's good about the whole Jasleen situation is that she has just openly put it all out there on the internet. So it's very easy to find clips of what she said and cross-reference it with the Flagrant podcast that they did and see where the incongruency is. So yeah, she definitely didn't. She was talking out of her ass on her podcast, but when she got to Flagrant, she got a little mousy, you know, a little innocent, if you will, and it didn't track at all. She completely changed her entire character. Let's go back. Let's go to YouTube. I have the stuff I have on my history here, not history, watch later stuff I wanted to check out. So I want to say the last thing I want to talk about, because we got about 15 minutes, is Lily Gaddis. Now, we talked about Lily Gaddis when she was on Piers Morgan with Myron Gaines, and Myron's whipped out the little gun that had the N-word on it. And Piers Morgan could not believe that Lily Gaddis was comfortable saying the N-word and all this stuff when he was like, did you even do your research on her? Like, did you not know that she was the N-word mom, basically the suburban mom that uses the N-word like no problem, you know? He had no idea, and he brought her on, and it was a nice little show. We actually had a nice little watch about it. But so now YouTube has finally caught up with her and has demonetized her. So let's check it out.
What's up, folks? We are back again. Slightly different set today than I usually have. I'm also looking quite overweight in this sweater. I promise I have not gained weight. Well, maybe a little bit. It is the day after Thanksgiving. We got a little bit of an announcement for you guys today. So not our usual content, but the tragedy of today that we are going to be talking to is not about black people attacking more whites on the trains. Shockingly enough, we are actually going to get to talk about something different. I know that that's a common thread that seems to be happening all the time, but today, you know what's happening? They're trying to keep a real down. They're trying to keep a real down. That's what they're trying to do because they cannot handle the truth. And this is just the facts.
Isn't it crazy how people that are like racist against black people consider themselves N-words, you know? So it's like they can say stuff like that and they're like, yeah, it's like you can relate, right? You know? It's like we can't just be real out here, you know, on these privately owned platforms. I don't understand.
You come speaking the truth about certain things. If you're raising racial awareness, let's say, if you are...
Was she raising racial awareness or racist awareness? Like, we are aware that you are a racist.
Or, heaven forbid, pro-white or a pro-white voice out there, which I am, which I always will be, and will always influence my content no matter what it is.
There you go. There's the double down right there. She is willing to stand 10 toes down on her beliefs, even though she's been demonetized now. And now she's got to figure out what her next move is.
They will try to keep you down. I've said in a couple other videos that there is a pipeline of cancellation. So what this is here's the top tier of cancellation. The top part of cancellation is they will try to smear your name. So they'll put out hit pieces and they'll try to cancel you. But we're living in like the post-cancel culture society where that doesn't really work anymore. In fact, it actually lends a little credibility to your name and you gain kind of a little loyal, staunch group of supporters rather, of people who don't care about the media slams. Okay, so they don't quit there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you come out as an openly racist person, you're going to gather an audience that will support that view. There's an audience for everybody. So, I mean... I don't know. To me, being a shock jock and just saying stuff for clicks and engagement and stuff, yeah, it's going to eventually catch up to you in one way or another. Either you're going to get your channel completely banned off of YouTube, like Tommy Sotomayor, or they will leave your channel up and you just won't get paid for your speech. It's it seems to be happening to a lot of people. John Anthony Lifestyle, for those of you, I don't think we've actually covered an actual video from him, but he, you know, we have spoken about him. His channel got taken down. And actually that happened. I mean, this is a little bit of a tangent, but it didn't happen because of MLD and Ice White, the game artist, whatever. He's basically talking about, you know, pickup game with women and stuff. They basically conspired together to get John Anthony Lifestyle's channel taken down. And now he's completely off of YouTube. And yeah, it's just kind of coming down. Like everybody's getting banned now.
When they can't defame you or smear your name or ruin your reputation, then they will try to take you off the platforms. Hang on, the dog's screaming to be let in. So I'm babysitting my mom's dog while she's away. She had to go down to stay with her sister for Thanksgiving, so that's what I'm doing today. He looks quite awkward and uncomfortable. He doesn't like to be held. He's so awkward. He's the worst cuddler. He's such a cute dog, but you can't cuddle with him. So to get back to the video, the cancellation cycle, they try to defame you. They try to take away your platform. When they can't take away your platform or get you banned, then they will take away your means of funding the project. They will demonetize you so that you cannot make the money that's necessary to continue putting out the content. If they can't stop you then, well, then they try to either jail you or ruin your life through lawfare, or like what's happening to Candace Owens, maybe even put out a hit on your life. Well, I am in the middle phase right now. I was just demonetized on YouTube. Okay, this happened this past week. I didn't announce it because I was trying to appeal the process and whatever, but that's what's going on, folks. I've been demonetized on YouTube. And I always wondered about...
Does anybody feel bad? It's like... You said all this wild shit and a lot of hateful stuff, and you got all the way to Piers Morgan, you know, and you made a name for yourself. You got on the news and stuff, and yeah, you made a bad name for yourself, and now YouTube doesn't want to pay you for your views. Oh well, it looks like you got to now, with this reputation that you have and this notoriety that you have, this infamy that you have, you now need to go out and find a way to make money. Find someone who does know about who Lily Gaddis is.
Creators who made a big deal about that until I realized, oh, that's like your sole form of income. Like, so now I'm just making videos for free, and I have the electricity bill for all the billions of lights that's in here. I have to pay for the equipment. Okay, now he looks like he's dying. I have to pay for the equipment. Okay, get down. Just stop whining at the door. Yeah, lay down right there. You got to pay for the equipment. You still have to pay for the people.
That poor dog, man. He's probably living off of kibbles and bits now. No wet food.
People who make the thumbnails. You got a lot of bills to do, aside from the builds of natural life.
Oh, your damn thumbnails, man. The guy that you were hiring for thumbnails, now you gotta do them by yourself now. Damn. That sucks.
So yes, I have officially been demonetized on YouTube, which was my sole form of income. Aside from a few tiny little outlets here and there, YouTube was my main money maker, and I'm kind of stupid. I don't have a 5-year plan. I don't plan ahead. I live in the moment. I put it all out there. I'm an open book. I live with my heart on my sleeve. You know, if I say something, I mean it. I couldn't censor myself. I refused to censor myself. It's just impossible. I really tried. I really tried my best. Believe it or not, what you saw on YouTube was the vanilla me. It was like the vanilla of the vanilla. And I tried my best, but they want to keep a real down, okay? And that's what they're doing. So
might as well double down, man. I mean, you're not getting your monetization back, so you might as well just lean into it. She did have a second channel, which was basically like a get ready with me type channel, you know, just shopping, showing off clothes and stuff. And yeah, she tried to rebuild, and it's just not working, you know? Like, it doesn't matter how you try to circumvent the banning or the demonetization, you're still going to be demonetized because it's like everything all links back to the same. So, yeah, you can try to be squeaky clean now, delete all of the videos or private all the videos and stuff, but it doesn't take away the fact of what you've already done.
All of that to say... All of that to say, we will persist. The truth will prevail. These people think, and in all seriousness now, these people think that if you take away people's form of income, if you ban them off of platforms, for I'm sure I will be banned on YouTube soon, they think that that can stop the truth. Well, it can't stop people's eyeballs, okay? So even if there was not a single podcaster in the world talking about these sorts of things, you see it for yourself. You've experienced it for yourself. You feel a fear about walking around in the streets that you pay for. You feel fear to get on a train, despite the fact that your taxpayer money goes to pay for that train, because it's dangerous in society. We just happen to be talking about it. We're just not lying. We're just telling the truth. And the people who tell the truth are attacked constantly. My friends are being sued for millions of dollars. The censorship clouds are really moving in. It's starting to get bad out there, folks. It's starting to get bad out there. So if you want to support what I'm doing, because I will always be a pro-white voice, I will always be a pro-white activist, you know where I stand on that. I have started a new channel. It's called Club Gaddis over on YouTube as well. So if you want to go support...
So let's look at the title of this video. It says, Stop Dressing Tacky, How to Build a Timeless Wardrobe. It's just like... Club Gaddis explores the European-American experience, history that shaped us, basically talking about, I don't know, it might still have a little shred, a little ounce of white supremacy in there, but yeah, her videos are going to be mainly about clothing and style, you know, she's trying to clean up her image a little bit, and she actually had more than 2 videos. I think she had like 4 videos, but I guess she ended up taking it down to just 2 videos now. So it is what it is. I will say possibly in the next year or so, if this doesn't pop off for her, the OF is coming. Okay, there's always that on the option. I'm sure there's people that will pay to see Lily Gaddis in her birthday suit.
Me, go follow that channel as well, because I genuinely don't know how much longer this channel is going to be up. Probably won't be up for that long. If the powers that be, who have certainly got the call, if the powers that be get their way, we will not be around for much longer. So what I'm doing on this other channel is I'm promoting cultural values. I'm promoting like Euro-American values, and I'm trying to take everything that I've learned in politics and actually put it towards something that can help the country. I think at this point we're all somewhat black-pilled. Like, there's a global cabal that runs everything. There are powers that be, shadowy creatures that we now know who they are, that control the system. They control the tech. They control Silicon Valley. They control our politicians through all these different methods, and this is just the facts. And there's really not a lot we can do about that. We can try to infiltrate the institutions. We can try to gain institutional power, and that's what I suggest any young man do. And we can support creators who are out here discussing this. There has been a great awakening in the past year, the past 2 years. People know the genie's out of the bottle. The game is up. We know. We're on to you. We know who you are. We know what you're doing, and we know what you want from our country.
Doesn't she sound like the very next guest for like Fresh and Fit? Like, Myron is totally going to have her on the podcast. Definitely virtual, not like in the studio, because I'm sure she couldn't stand to be around that many non-white people. But I'm sure she would definitely do like a one-on-one, like online only conversation with Myron to, boost her notoriety, maybe even keep people in the know about her and stuff. Because I'm sure the hammer will come down and she will eventually be banned for all of her rhetoric and stuff. And, you can't, the internet's forever. You can't just like say, oh, I'm going to clean up my image. And people are still going to remember, what you did and what you said.
And there's no stopping that awakening. So what I can do, I can't change politics. I'm never going to run for office. I don't think women belong in politics. This is as close to the sun as I shall fly when it comes to politics. So I just got a notification on my computer. So I can't do much in the political scene. I did my part. I've got not gonna lie. I did a good part in the cultural awakening. I helped to break that glass ceiling of cancel culture and of stigmatized speech and of political correctness. And that's what I wanted to do. I came in like a firebrand and I destroyed it, okay? I've enjoyed politics to its max. I've debated Piers Morgan about racial slurs on national, international television. All right. I went nuclear viral for using a racial slur. I accrued
something to be proud of, I guess. If you're part of this whole white supremacist movement, it's got to be pretty nice to look back and, those videos kind of like as a badge of honor that, you really made a difference there, man. You really did.
Platform. I've talked all about politics. I've enjoyed talking about politics. I've enjoyed talking about the issues that have befallen our country. But there's two sides of me. I don't just want to rant about, crime statistics, because they will always be with us. Until we can fix this problem, that will always be with us. But what we can change is we can change our culture one person at a time. And that's what the girls are for. That's what the girls can help do. We can help impact the culture.
Cabo came back. He says, I still remember Myron's face when she was on Piers Morgan talking about how proud she was being a racist. Yeah, I remember Myron, he had like a look of fondness. He was just like, I really can't believe it. There is just this perfect white woman, in my eyes. She literally believes in everything I believe in. And it's almost too perfect. That's why I had to do that thumbnail, that meme of Myron when he was with Angie looking back at Lily Gaddis like, ooh. It was just the perfect thumbnail, man. I love that shit. Hyping myself up, but I just thought it was the perfect meme for the type of situation that transpired on Piers Morgan. I just thought it was great.
We're not going to run for office. We're not going to be politicians. We're not going to be the next Uncle H. But we can help
You can be Uncle Ruckus or Auntie Ruckus.
influence culture, fashion, art, literature, architecture, style, and society at the micro level. So that's what I want to try to do over on my other channel, is affect people where it can actually have an impact. If people start taking pride in themselves and who they are, taking pride in how they dress, taking pride in the homes that they make for themselves, taking pride in their heritage, that's what I hope to achieve on my channel. So if you want to go over there and
So European pride and style and all that stuff, it's still kind of have an underlying white supremacist type of angle, but she's going to be dressing it up as style, dress, architecture, the way you build your home and stuff like that, and how you run your home and your communities and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's still, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's one of those things that, we'll probably find out sooner than later what's going to happen with Lily Gaddis and her whole situation. Yeah, it sucks to have a comeuppance like this, but karma always has a way of finding those people that leave a destruction of in their trail, and it always comes back to bite them, and then they have to find other avenues, other ways of making money and getting their message across. And even if it means going on other platforms, collaborating with other people that they normally wouldn't do, it seems like her options are now, she's open to more options now than what she was trying to build on her own.
I know my members on my members only club here, you guys got nuked, okay? We all got nuked. It's over, okay? We're cooked. But I do have my membership set up on that other page. So if you want to, go to Club Gaddis over on YouTube as well. I've got memberships up there. And it should be a good time. We'll be back in business. And like I say, it's not going to be the same content because I feel like I've been there, done that.
No, it's not that you've been there, done that. It can't be the same content, okay? Because you've already been slapped on the hand, okay? YouTube hasn't taken you completely off of YouTube yet, but it's just, they're like, look, you're just not going to get paid for this, okay? So, yeah, that is what it is. That's why the content has to change. That's why you have to pivot. So, it is what it is.
I don't want to just rail on the same things. I want to explore other things. I want to actually change things. I came in here, I've learned a lot about politics, I've changed my mind about a lot of things. And now I want to help.
Except the racism, that's still the same. That's not going to change, okay? That she's going to stand strong on that point.
Try to impact and change culture, like I said, from the micro level. So we're going to be looking at our heritage, society, or the way we dress, because I love clothes, despite the fact that I look like garbage right now. That's what I want to do over on that channel. So like I say, if you want to support me, go there, sign up for my membership. We get to hang out. I do live streams over there. It's a lot of fun. I get to talk to you guys one-on-one. We can connect on social media, all that sort of thing. It's a good time. If you also want to support me on Buy Me a Coffee, it is my website address or whatever on Buy Me a Coffee is buymeacoffee.com/Lily Gaddis. So that's a good way to be able to help the cause, because it is hard when your main source of income. I just basically lost my job. Okay. And I'm not complaining. It is what it is.
Yeah, you did it to yourself. I mean, you got nobody to complain to and you got nobody to blame but yourself. So yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, it sucks, but this is the bed you slept in, man. This is the bed you made.
And frankly, if you're not demonetized on YouTube or banned on YouTube, you're probably not over the target and you're probably lying. Okay. So we're not toning it down.
Okay. So that's just a nice dig at people that are not extreme, I guess, with their views, and they're not, they're not out openly racist and all that stuff. That's crazy. Yeah, it's kind of a dig at people that aren't really, that don't really hold the same views as you. You want to kind of like downplay them. Like, yeah, these people are playing it safe, whatever. It's like, no, we just don't have these crazy ass views that you have. Buy Me a Coffee sounds like word salad for send me money. It really is. It's almost like the CEO network, or just something in terms of like, look, Castle Club. Come on, be a castle cuck, all right? You'll give you a special price on the next yacht party. It just no, we're not. I mean, there's so many different avenues that she can do to get money. She can sell whatever she doesn't need. Sell any of those lights that she has, that's not on camera right now. Sell some of her set. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that she can sell. She's going to start selling stuff online, I'm pretty sure. And if she doesn't want to part ways with any of this stuff, she's probably going to end up selling some feet pics, and that's going to lead to other stuff. It always does. And maybe she'll start selling like bikini pics that you can also find on her Instagram. She'll probably like start doing that and start going towards the sexuality route, because what else could she do? She can't get a normal job. Everybody knows her name. So yeah, she's screwed. She's cooked.
Not shifting. We're not rebranding. We're just taking the fight in a direction where I can actually have an impact, okay?
You're rebranding completely. Club Gaddis is just a get ready with me channel. That's all it is. It's just, let me show you how to dress like a European and carry yourself with a little bit of dignity. It's a complete rebrand. You're not talking about black people anymore. You're not talking about Jewish people anymore. You're literally just trying to tone your shit down. You are now Pearl Davis after the remonetization. Pearl Davis is completely playing it safe now.
Like I said, if I wanted to pursue politics, I would go into politics. I would run for office, but I have no intention of doing that. I have too much of a temper. I'd end up probably going to jail. Can you imagine me on a debate stage with these people?
Oh, she almost said N-word. She almost said it. But, do you think that she would even stand a chance? I maybe. It's crazy. I can't say that there wouldn't be a whole group of people that are already her members that wouldn't show up for her. But I don't think generally that she would win by any landslide victory. I don't think so.
I would lose my temper. I have too much of a temper for that. So I want to tap into more of my feminine side. I want to tap into more of...
Teen Toast Goes came back. He says, I'm going to bed. Have a good night, camp. Oh, man, I appreciate you staying all the way to the stream, man, all the way to the end. We're about to get off in a little bit, too. We're already at the 3-hour mark. We have hit our quota for the evening. So, I appreciate you hanging out with me, man. Thank you. Let's finish this up. We got like less than 3 minutes left.
Other things that interest me, and I want to take the political cause and bring it to the culture. I can't change politics, but I can change culture. I can inspire people to be better. I can inspire unity amongst us. And you know what I mean by us.
Oh, we know what you mean by us. Everybody that's non-white can get out.
And that's what I want to do. And that's where you can find me, Club Gaddis, or at Buy Me a Coffee. So anyway, little rant, little ad, doing an ad for moi, pour moi.
Yeah, you got to sell yourself, man. You got to try to get this money because now the money printing machine has been taken away. So now we gotta start fending for ourselves now. Oh boy, if only you possibly could maybe settle down with some simp that could finance your entire life, you'd be all right. But no, unfortunately, you've made too much of a bad name for yourself.
But that's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Also, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I had a very chill Thanksgiving. People seem to think it was really sad, but I had a Thanksgiving with me and my son. My mom was out of town. She went down to Georgia to be with her sister, she's not married or anything, so it's just her. So she went down there to be with her sister. My other brothers are in Florida, and then my youngest brother has a new girlfriend, so he went to spend the holiday with her.
So you had a Thanksgiving with you and your son. That sounds pretty sad, pretty lonely. That's damn, that sucks, man. But it seems like across all of these YouTube streets, you got Sneeko not being able to have Thanksgiving with his family because his family pretty much like de-owned him or whatever. So now he's like, he has to have Thanksgiving with Ye and Nick Fuentes, and yeah, he just basically cannot be with his family on Thanksgiving. It's crazy. I think Neon as well. Neon had a similar situation. He was trying to get people to hang out with him on Thanksgiving because his family didn't want to hang out with him. It's just like, it sucks, man. It's like these guys have all this following and all this money and stuff like that, but then they're just as lonely as people because they did what they did to get to the level that they're at. So what did it cost? It cost their family and friends not wanting to be associated with them. And yeah, unfortunately, family's all you got, and it sucks. You know, on a human level, you got to kind of feel bad, but they did this to themselves, so you can't really feel too bad because this is kind of the result of their decisions.
So it was me, Nelson, and the dog, and then we went over to a friend's house afterwards. But anyway, you know, that is how it is on Thanksgivings. Like if you don't have the perfect nuclear family, why even bother? I think this is why I kind of have an aversion to holidays because, like, I don't know, it's just not the same vibe. Sorry, it's not the same vibe, okay? So kudos to those who have the perfect nuclear family. Keep it up. By all means, keep it up.
We will. And, you know, shout out to all you guys out there basically watching this stream. You guys are all a part of my extended friend group, family. I appreciate the hustlers who came out, watched the stream, all the new people that came in and tuned in on the stream. I do appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, over here, we really like to just kind of be a little bit more realistic about the approach and the dynamics between men and women, and it's not so black and white like how the red pill or even the black pill describe it as. It just seems that yes, we are living in modern times, and I do think that things need to be adjusted a little bit, but not so much to the point where we have to completely just X out women altogether and just completely not even try anymore. I think there has to be a little bit of a risk that you guys are willing to take in order to find happiness. But some people don't want to fail. Some people don't even want to take that risk and deal with the rejection. And I don't agree with that approach. I think in anything that is worth pursuing, it's worth taking a little bit of risk.
Keep your family together. And if not, you can find alternative ways of doing holidays and Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter and all of this and still have fun. But anyway, that's my little spiel. It was all over the place. I apologize for that. But like I said, this is the video for today. I'll continue posting on here, political stuff as well. But like I said, don't expect the channel to last much longer.
Yeah, the motivation is not going to last much longer because now you're not getting paid. It's very unfortunate. Oh well, and that's the thing. You know, it's not hard to just know how to present yourself. You know, you can have these ideas and these ideals that are far extreme, but it doesn't mean you need to share it. You know, you can completely just talk about things that interest you, and if you have these crazy little weird thoughts or fetishes or things that people might not like you for, you know, maybe keep it offline. You know, if you want to kind of continue to grow your platform and people to show up for you for whatever they think you're talking about. But unfortunately, the people that are going to have these wicked hearts and wicked souls and stuff like that, they always end up telling on themselves and they always end up exposing themselves, and they are so unapologetic for it. So with that comes the result. So do you guys feel sorry for Lily Gaddis? I do not. You guys can form your own opinion, but honestly, I feel like anybody that has a platform runs their platform into the ground because of the way they think, and they spew nothing but hatred and bigotry and racism and all this other stuff. It just seems like once they get their comeuppance and they're not getting paid anymore, okay, it just seems like it seems like the world is healing. So with that, I do want to thank everybody for joining the stream. Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. We can actually finally close the Akaash files. I promise you, on the next episode, we will not talk about Akaash Singh. We are done. We are completely done. I wanted to just kind of put a little bow on it and just really kind of just expose, you know, their little cope stream they did on Flagrant. And I don't really feel like talking about it anymore, to be completely honest. I know I asked the question last week, have you guys experienced the Akaash Singh Jasleen fatigue? I was only asking that because I was feeling it. You know, I'm really done with it. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am done with talking about Akaash Singh. And yeah, we'll just pick it up where we talk about something else next week. So I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This is Camp Hustle 1, out.
Camp Hustle 1, squad moves like a freight train. Streaming live Saturdays, no need for a campaign. Cook Benny in the chat, spitting heat, uncontained. Haters lurking in the shadows, they ain't built for this terrain. Covers dropping gems, wisdom sharper than a blade. XO Charles in the mix, got the whole game amazed. Taking souls for free, no invoice, no delays. Debating Sonic, spitting logic, making waves. Hustlers unite every Saturday night. We shine bright, got the spotlight in sight. Live stream flames, haters take flight. Chopping it with Hank, keep the vibe airtight. Commentary live, no script, just pure flair. Every bar a dagger, leaving doubters in despair. This ain't just a hustle, it's a kingdom we declare. Building brick by brick, we ain't folding under glare. Hank Russell in the cut, breaking bread, trading thoughts. While they talk trash, we strategize and plot. Every stream a canvas, every word a stroke of art. We out here taking names, pulling strings, playing smart. Hustlers unite every Saturday night. We shine bright, got the spotlight in sight. Live stream flames, haters take flight. Chopping it with Hank, keep the vibe airtight.